Fans, welcome in. This afternoon we got a heck of a weekend series starting here between the Kean Cougars and the battling district.
Stepping in for the Cougars, the center fielder, number 14, Kyle Adorno.
Preston Wortman gets his first Friday start of the year so far. Junior from Claremont, North Carolina. He's got a leadoff single. First pitch here to Adorno, strike one high. Adorno, an infielder from Coral River, New York. 5'10", 165 in the box for Kean. Wortman's 0-1, beautiful curveball, one strike two. From Wortman. That's it. Ooh, right back up middle. Quintana could not handle it. A little bit of an unfortunate hit there for Kean as they have the first two on here in the top of the first. Hitting the ball well.
Stepping in for Kean, the left fielder, number 8, Tyler Stone.
Tyler Stone. See if Kean will have any small ball action working here. So they've had the first two of the inning on. Wortman trying to get settled in here. They will bunt. Pulls it back, ball one. Second team All-American last year by the ABCA and first team by D3 baseball. Something's going on in the dugouts here. Last year, Stone played in 41 games for the Cougars, made 40 starts, hit .396 with 42 runs scored, 9 doubles, 4 home runs. Power hitter in their lineup, and they will bunt him here. It's ball two.
Where's Kean from?
New Jersey. It's actually pronounced Kean.
Stone this year, he's played and started in every game for the Cougars. Hit .297. 37 at bats so far. He gets that one down. Nice bunt. Jones going to have to make a heck of a play. I think he is safe. Oh, don't know about that one. Looked very close over there at first. But Jeff Mizell will give the Bishops benefit of the doubt. Coach Clifton, not sure what this is about. Maybe to see if he bunted it out of the box.
Now back for the Cougars, the catcher, number 5, C.T. Tomarowicz.
He's at Tomarowicz now. Cougars, a senior from New Jersey as well at Union Catholic High School. 10 hits last year for Kean. That ball was drifting foul. Zimmerman will not get to it. Wortman, junior, 6 foot, 195. He's had a few starts this season for the Bishops. As that ball 0.98 ERA. Second lowest on the team behind freshman Colby Lewis. Had a heck of a relief outing at LaGrange. Tamaralo hits that one deep to left center field. That ball is gone. In between the Wesleyan flagpole and the left center field tree. One hopped into the road, and Kean's got a very early 3-0 lead.
Stepping in for the Cougars, your third baseman, number 2, Brett Hilschmeyer.
That ball hit a heck of a ways by Tumble Always there. It's his 4th home run of the season. Couldn't get first pitch around there for a strike. 6'1", 230 for Tom Always. We were just saying he got a hold of one. He hit it at deep ways, and he did. Kean takes advantage early. As a matter of fact, that should be the first home run of the year Workman has given up so far. Slider, he hung it. Tom Always did not miss. Now it is. There goes a pitch. I call it a strike. People know. Now to Scoggins, nice play, call it fair, backhand, it goes high, Hodge stays on the base for out number 2 here in first.
Now batting for Kean, your first baseman, number 3, Dan Risley.
Brings up Risley now, sophomore from Washington Township, New Jersey, hitting in the 6 hole this afternoon. Played 31 games a year ago, hit 311. Cougars working. That ball, I think, hit off his ankle. It did, foul ball. Switching Kean. Very good team from the Northeast. District's trying to schedule some of those schools to get out of the cold. Up there is a lot of snow in that part of the country. Ranked 18th in the country. Comes in this afternoon 9-1. And the strength of schedule as well. A team that you can see potentially make the D3 World Series. So the heck of a non-conference slate for the districts continue. Facing a team Wesleyan's familiar with. In fact, a lot of the Wesleyan took out the regionals last year, 10-5. Riding a 3-game win streak. Took out NYU 11-7 and 7-2, and beat New Paltz 4-1. We'll leave here immediately, head up to Hanover, Maryland. It will take on Catholic. Always a baseball powerhouse. 2 midweek games scheduled. Slider swings and misses. Drop the 3rd strike. Does not matter. Kean scores 3 runs in the first. We'll be right back. Bottom half again.
Second baseman, number 10, Nick Solari.
Welcome back, online viewers. Apologize for some technical difficulties. We believe that we have it fixed now, and we should be back and ready to go for the remainder of the game. Here in the top of the second inning, we have a runner on first and second, up 10 for Kean. He's the second baseman, Nick Solari. Nick hails from Monroe, New Jersey. Got himself worked to a 2-1 count here. Preston Workman on the mound for the Battling Bishops. Solari shows bunt. Last batter did the same, shortstop, and then pulled it back and had a nice hit to the third baseman and an error. Ooh, pitch just got a little bit away from Preston Workman there. Hit him right in the back hip. That brings the bases loaded with no outs. Up to bat, top of the order. Number 11, Justin Teixeira.
Back to the top of the order for the Cougars. Your right fielder, number 11, Justin Teixeira.
Teixeira hails from Springfield, New Jersey, product of Jonathan Dayton High. Looks like we're going to have Coach Derek Carter out to the mound, have a little bit of a meeting of the minds, see if he can't calm his starting pitcher down. No runs given up here in the top of the second just yet. Pretty explosive first inning, though. 3-run shot by the Kean catcher. And in the bottom of the first inning, we had a couple singles, a wild pitch pass ball, and a single into deep left field that scored 2 runs for the Battling Bishops. Gives us our score 3-2 Kean. Looks like Coach Carter is satisfied now as he heads back to the dugout, and we're going to get ready here for the 0-0 pitch to number 11, Justin Teixeira. Welcoming back in our Sports Information Director, Baden Collins. He's getting some things taken care of on the live stats, and it seems like we're still trying to get him patched in.
Yeah, as mentioned, Mike Kean, what an offensive start so far against Wortman. Teixeira's already had a hit back at the top of the order here in the second. It'd be big if Wesleyan could get out of the jam.
Right, even with just 1 inning scored if you're a Bishop, or with 1 run scored if you're a Bishop fan, got to feel like a win. That's here, right. The early goings of this game. 0-1 pitch just a bit outside, evens it at 1-1.
Wortman not seem to throw his pitches with conviction so far today, Mike. He's leaving a lot over the plate. Kean really taking advantage. Very good hitting team.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that wind is now maybe becoming a factor. We saw that home run over the left center fence. Wind is blowing a couple different directions, it seems, in and then out to left field, and so perhaps that gust of wind might have assisted that ball. But wow, was it driven out to the road behind the outfield fence, probably well beyond 400 feet.
Wortman spikes a fastball there. It's 3-1 count.
Catcher Seth Jones for the Battling Bishops did a great job stopping that ball from going to the backstop. 3-1 pitch here. You got to think Preston's got to come with something close to the plate.
A little surprised to see no action in the Wesleyan bullpen, Mike. It may depend on this at bat. Is
great breaking ball pitch there.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of been his pitch that he's thrown well in these first 2 innings here. I might have hung it up the last time was a home run.
Down the line by Teixeira for his second hit of the day. It's going to bring in 2 Cougars, and Kean is Really had an electric start with the bat so far today, Mike.
Absolutely. That was just a almost perfectly hit ball. Almost bounced over the first base bag. Jackson Hobbs diving on, reaching out, trying to stop it, but just couldn't do anything with it. Next up to back is number 14 for Kean, Kyle Adorno, senior, product of Arthur L. Johnson High.
Mike, I think a lot of that there was bad luck for the Bishops. If Kean doesn't have the bases loaded, Hobbs holding the runner on, he's really right at that ball, but
absolutely,
because of the situation, he had to go over, couldn't get perfectly placed ball, and that's just how it's been. How the ball has been rolling for the Bishops so far this early season.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think Coach Clifton's done a great job of scheduling top-level competition. You talk about Kean coming in here with a 9-1 record, 18th in the nation. This is good preparation as we get ready to head down to Pfeiffer this coming weekend for our opening conference season series. 0-2 here. See if Preston can get himself an out here in the early going. Maybe get a ground ball.
He does. Scoggin, what a play. Dives to his. Ooh, we're going to have a plate. Not
Nope.
a good throw by Quintana. King's going to score their 6th run of the contest, Mike. I think Quintana should have held that ball there. I'm not.
Well, I thought he should have made the throw. The runner was coming down from the third base bag. It just, he threw that thing as if Seth Jones was maybe 12 feet tall. I'm not sure. They can just educate me, please, on baseball, but that almost is a throwing error, in my opinion. When you have a runner breaking on home plate, but the throw would have been there in plenty of time to at least catch him in a rundown. But that is the 6th run across the plate. If you are a Kean Cougar fan, that's got to be music to your ears and your eyes.
I think a lot of it, he didn't have his hand on the seams there, Mike. May have slipped out of his hand. I'm not sure if the ball is wet.
Gotcha, very possible.
We have seen a lot of rain here this week. Maybe that played a factor in ball slipping, but
Absolutely.
not sure.
No, when you're watching this on the live stream from the film or from the camera behind home plate, if you look out there to right field by where the scoreboard is, all that fence was on the ground less than 48 hours ago. I want to give appreciation to one of our NC Wesleyan donors, Sears Fencing.
That's right.
They were the sponsor, the title sponsor for our alumni game last year, along with the Country Inn and Suites. Appreciate Beth down there taking care of all our teams and people traveling to Wesleyan to play, but that fence looks nice, and the windscreen looks nice.
That's right. That ball is, wow, that might get over Bowling's head. What a play there. That ball just kept traveling. You said the wind was going to be a factor this
Absolutely.
afternoon. That just carried that one. I thought that was a little pop-up there.
It was, but it just kept going on him, didn't it? And he got to that warning track. You talk about all that rain. Some of those fir trees out there provide a little more shade than what I'm sure Coach Clifton would hope, and keeping that ground a little moist.
Stepping in for the Cougars, catcher number 5, Brett Koschmeyer.
Koschmeyer up here, 1 for 1 with the big bomb of the day.
He did, yes.
He drove that ball, like we mentioned, probably 400 feet out over that left center fence.
The flags are in his favor, and Kean is
They
taking
absolutely
advantage
are
of
right
it.
now.
Pitch from Wortman, fastball, got by him.
Yeah, threw that thing a little high heat right there. You could tell that CJ was probably shouldn't have swung at that, but just couldn't hold himself from it. He was thinking home run number 2 of the day.
Kamahalik, 6'1", 230, Mike, went to Union Catholic High School in Edison, New Jersey. He ropes that foul.
Absolutely got himself around on that one real nice as well. I noticed him warming up in the bullpen prior to the game as we were getting our video camera stuff set up, and you could tell that he has some power.
On display in his first at-bat. He's going to try to skin this to 8-2 if he can do it one more time.
Absolutely. Runner on first, 2 outs. Preston does have himself ahead in the count 0-2. We'll see what happens here on the 0-2 pitch.
Wortman set, the 0-2. Fastball high, but 2 strikes, had to swing at, hit the Bowen in left field. Should camp under that one easily. He does. That should be the 3rd out of the inning. It is. 6-2 Kean. We head to the bottom of the 2nd after a word from Flow Sports.
Welcome back to Bauer Field. Online viewers, Seth Jones, batting Bishop Ketchup, steps into the box here. Takes an 0-0 pitch high, 1-0.
First at bag a day for Jones.
Yes, done a great job defensively behind the plate, corralling some of those more wild pitches from Preston. As mentioned previously, Cal Chase on the mound out of Rutherford, New Jersey, Rutherford High School product, 6'0" sophomore.
Be interesting to see it again this weekend. Can Jones stay above the Mendoza? That was a heck of a curveball.
Great curveball there.
Hitting only 208 so far. Be big for him to get a few hits today.
It would be. Had an opportunity this morning, right before this afternoon early, to talk to Mr. Chase's father, a longtime coach in the greater Rutherford, New Jersey area, basketball, soccer at the high school level, and then also does some AAU stuff. So Cal comes from a great sports pedigree.
Third baseman, number 28, Colin Scoggins.
It's always great when, like you mentioned, Baden, you can have these northern teams that are trying to escape the snow, escape those 30-degree temperatures to come on down here. And today is a little bit chillier than what we would have hoped, but it is sunshiny, and tomorrow's going to be 70, 75, so hopefully Kean can see some value in making that trip down.
Wesleyan's done that past few years. Penn State Harrisburg's came down. We've seen Eastern Mennonite, Bridgewater, to name a few, came down from Virginia and even further north to start their year here at Wesleyan. There's not a lot of D3 teams south of Rocky Mount as Scoggins flies that one out to Teixeira for the easy out. It's out number 2.
2 quick outs here in the early going of the bottom of the second inning. Left fielder number 23 for the battling Bishops is Marlon Bowen. Marlon's started out a bit rough here in the early goings of the season. Played in 10 games, started 10 games, batting a dismal 172. See if he can get himself on track here.
However, he has been a defensive bright spot this year. Made several nice plays in LaGrange this past weekend.
And made a really nice over-the-shoulder catch there in the top half of the second inning. Also camped underneath that high fly ball from the Kean catcher. He's responsible for 2 outs. See if he can't help his team out here at the plate as well offensively. Get a little 2-out rally going.
I think you got to give him some grace, Mike, especially for some of these transfers from junior colleges still trying to adjust to NCAA pitching. Bowen, a transfer from South Florida State College.
Absolutely.
As you get into conference play, maybe that will improve. He's seeing a few months of it as Bowen takes the fastball inside, 2-1.
Great job by him there, not flinching, not jumping. And it seemed like working that count here in his favor, 2-1. Catcher setting up on the inside corner again of that plate.
Good pitch on the outside corner, strike 2 to Bowen.
Absolutely. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Nobody on for the Battling Bishops in the bottom of the second inning.
Good take on the slider outside.
Absolutely.
Still surprised to see no action in the Wesleyan bullpen. 6 runs, 5 hits for King so far, Mike. We'll see how long Garrett Carter lets Preston Wortman ride. Bowen gets a single in the right, yeah.
I guess he must have heard me and said, you know what, we're going to change that right now, which is great if you're a Battling Bishop fan. Now up to bat.
For the Battling Bishops, go right fielder, number 32, Aiden Zimmerman.
Aiden Zimmerman's played in 7 games so far this season. Not starting in him. I think this is his first start, if I'm correct, Baden.
Only hitting 143 this year. The bat still needing to wake up for Zimmerman. He's playing a right field. He's replaced, and we'll have to hold that thought as that ball is popped up deep into the Rocky Mount sky as Massingo easily has that one. For out number 3 into second. Kean leaves 6-2 after 2. We'll be back before for Florida Sports.
Leading off for Kean.
Welcome back to the friendly confines of Bauer Field here in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, on the campus of North Carolina Wesleyan University. Stepping to the plate now for Kean is number 9, Rob Salvatore. Hits one right at the shortstop, didn't even have to move an inch, put his glove up, and that is 1 pitch, 1 out here for the Battling Bishops in the top of the 3rd inning.
Stepping in for the Cougars, the first baseman, number 3. Dan Risley.
Number 3 steps into the box. Dan Risley plays first base for the Kean Cougars. He's from Washington Township, New Jersey, and a product of Washington Township High School. Lefty here. Baden, if I'm not mistaken, he had 1 hit here in the early goings of the game, correct?
That's correct.
Really nice pitch there by Preston Wortman on the outside corner.
Actually, Mike, I stand corrected. He struck out his first time. Patrick on deck actually has the hit that you were referring to. We were 1 off there on the stat sheet.
Yes, sir.
That ball was kind of snibbled out the Nance. Look at the spin on that baseball. He's got to make a heck of a throw to Hobbs at first. Could not handle it.
Golly,
that's a 1-out hit, I believe, there for Kean. It's a tough play for Nance with the spin.
Right. That was a tough play. You saw him track that ball to his right, and then when it hit the grass with that little side spin on it, tracked back to his left. Did a good job stopping on a dime using his lateral athletic ability, but just couldn't pick up the ball and make the throw with a speedy runner down first base. Baden, you talked about getting some people up in the bullpen. Looks like we have freshman Colby Lewis, an Ashe County product here. Freshman getting warm. Ball's driven straight to center field.
Nice play by Furby.
Absolutely. Adjusted a couple times, got him bearings, and made a great catch. I know I talked to Coach Clifton this morning. He was excited about potentially having the freshman out in center field, seeing what he could do. Talked about him being a bit of a gamer. Athlete, natural athlete, gamer coming out of high school. Even though he might be playing a bit out of position. Still waiting for affectionately known Jelly to come back from a bit of an early season tweak. So we're excited to see him back hopefully here in the 2025 spring season.
Mike, I think it could also be a thing of with a 2-9 record, a little slow out the gate. Coach Clifton trying to change things up, see what any combination will improve out there, see how that can help team morale, getting some young guys. That was Furby's first ever outfield put out there.
Really? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I know that we talk about the mentality of scheduling, really tough beginning of the year schedule. We got Coach John Thompson, legendary men's basketball coach here at NC Wesleyan, and he did the exact same thing this year with his program. Started out a little bit slow, but talked about that development over time, the toughness that he had to instill in those kids, and really the consistency.
Right.
I think Coach Clifton's looking to have that same type of turnaround this season. Men's basketball program this year at Wesleyan finished second in the conference and lost a real tough game in the conference USA South Conference Tournament Championship to Pfeiffer.
But we got point, Mike, 10 of 11. Really turned the season around. A little rough start to conference play. They were rolling late. Khalid Chavis-Hines, Defensive Player of the Year. His Workman's fastball's up and away. Jones will throw it to second, delayed skill. And that will be really going to go with Vell as he's going to hold it second anyway. And Mike, with Coach T in the room, not to be outdone, we got Vernon T. Bradley Jr. in the house today. I don't know why we're talking. We need to have him on the mics. I know how much knowledge will be dropped. I know, right.
Mr. Vernon T. Bradley Jr., not only a great Wesleyan athletic donor, but just a NC Wesleyan University friend and contributor.
That ball is snibbled to Nance. Can he make the play that time? I believe he is set. Oh, tough call there at
bang,
first.
Bang, wasn't
yes,
it, Bang?
Was.
Wow.
No replay in Division III. So we will roll on to the middle of the third inning. No damage done. We'll be right back after word from Flow Sports.
Absolutely. Starting center fielder for the game, number 11, freshman Connor Furby, steps into the box. His first start at bat. You know, he's had a couple here in the early going of the year. Ball about caught him right in the hip. Furby's batting .333. 1 for 3 here in the very, very early going of this season for him. He's played in 2 games prior to today, no starts.
How about him in the leadoff spot this afternoon for Wesleyan?
Coach Clinton hope maybe we can get a little single out of him and then get the reigning USA South Player of the Week. Ooh, that's a tough call high and outside, but 1 and 2 on the count.
Nice swing job there, yeah.
Absolutely. Great job by the Kean catcher.
Mike, you hate to harp on it as we have in previous broadcasts. Here's the pitch to Furby. I think that slider looked good from here. It will be out number 1. You got to look at that third column on the scoreboard for Wesleyan. The errors have really shot the Bishops in the foot so far this year.
Yeah, it's been, I know, a tough thing that Coach Clifton really wants to get cleaned up. Very uncharacteristic of the Battling Bishops over really the last 4 to 5 years even. Fighting that at in the early going, but you talk about it, trying to find answers, trying to find rotations and lineups that are going to produce not only runs but also hold the opposing team to a lower number of runs, and that can be some players in and out of positions that they might not be used to. Another ball high and inside that did actually catch Jacob Trivett. DH for the Battling Bishops. Up to the plate is Jackson Hobbs, graduate first baseman from Florida, number 15.
Better be glad Trivett had an elbow guard there. I think it hit right in the guard.
It did. You heard that loud click of ball hitting plastic up here in the press box. It's nice when you can be in very early March and have the press box windows open and get a little fresh air in here.
Pitch to Hobbs. That ball is low, 1-0.
But I always think as a basketball guy, it's so unique looking at the different stances batters take in the batter's box, almost liken it to free throw cadences, whether they do 2 bounces, 3 bounces. Do you spin the ball? Do you not spin the ball?
Hobbs about, wow, is it, they're going to say that hit him or?
I think so. I think it caught him in the top of the helmet. At least Hobbs is remaining on the ground.
Umpire called time. That usually indicates that. They're going to have he's going to have a word with Mizell, the field umpire.
Absolutely. I think that Zach Smith, assistant athletic trainer here at Wesleyan, head athletic trainer for the baseball program, is going to come out and just make sure Jackson is okay. Let's see what the umpires decide.
Back to your free throw conversation. I think I saw in a Division I game somewhere had the underhand free throw. You hadn't seen that one in many years. Both of them went in.
Many years.
Yeah, both of them went in. Yeah.
What level was this, Baden, that you saw that?
I'm not exactly sure. I believe mid-major, maybe mid-major Chicago State or something. If I could be wrong on that.
Seems like the conversation between the umpires would suggest that Hobbs took it off the head. Kean head coach is not coming out to argue, so it would seem that we are all in agreement. Why I brought that up, though, Baden, with the stance in the batter's box. Jackson stands with that bat really low, almost next to his waist as he prepares for the pitch. Javi gets those hands more traditionally up by his head, the bat behind his head. Just unique how different players move from where they're coming set, quote-unquote, to then get ready to hit the ball as the ball is delivered.
You look at the 2 offensive All-Americans the Bishops had last year. Davey Morgan, kind of the Javi approach. The hands are high, kind of a low stance for him. Tyson Bass, on the other hand, directly straight up in his stance.
Yes.
Both of them still were able to earn All-American honors, so as long as you can get your hands around, that's all that really matters.
Absolutely. It's where you get set to then where do you get ready. Almost like with basketball, when you come set, the free throw line, is the ball low, is the ball up higher in your shooting pocket, and do you have a flat wrist or do you sling your wrist back into that prepped position?
And with Coach Thompson up here, he may be able to tell me, but I believe the Division III tournament starts tonight. Is that correct? First round games. I know the USA South representative Pfeiffer going to Christopher Newport. I saw the toughest region, I thought, in the country, Mike. We had Berry Gowan, Georgia, always a powerhouse in every sport. Quintana fouls 2-1 back. You also got Guilford down there. Yeah, I know. Heck of a region
Heck of a region
down there, yeah.
Speaking of Barry, the NC Wesleyan University softball program getting ready to take on Barry College. Head coach Meredith Mills, who started her coaching career at NCWU prior to moving over to Greensboro College.
Wow, pitch there is going to move up Trivet and Hobbs. Quintana's got a RBI opportunity here. Wesleyan looking to kind of chip away, is what you mentioned earlier off break, Mike. That's all Wesleyan needs to do. 6-2. Game's far from over. You've potentially got Colby Lewis coming in this game, who had a 0.96 ERA last week. Was up for USA South Rookie Pitcher of the Week. Did not get it, but
yep. I think that's the unique thing at times about baseball, is a really great breaking ball falls in there for strike 3. That's frustrating for Javi. He chased a really, really high fastball for strike number 2.
Bishop's the shortstop, number 13.
And that wild pitch pass ball could have been ball 4 for him. Unfortunately, it is now for the Battle of Bishops, 2 outs. Still have runners in scoring positions, 2 of them, as a shortstop steps in, sees what he can do.
But you got to give Chase credit, Mike. That breaking ball did not break there, but it has really been working for him, getting nasty stuff. I know, that's a heck of a pitch to hit. But
as I mentioned, was able to speak to his dad for a little bit prior to the game, and mentioned that he started out at a junior college, Division II up there in New Jersey. Played really well as a really, as he said, skinny, scrawny freshman. Put on a lot of weight, worked himself in the weight room, and then dealt with a little bit of some injury issues. But I think now has himself, as it appears, very healthy and prepped and primed for a really nice season here for Kean.
47 pitches in this ball game as Nance fouls out and away. He's giving up 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, all on the breaking ball. 2 strikeouts looking and 2 2/3 innings pitched. So keeping Kean comfortably ahead so far.
Well in the driver's seat. You look at the scoreboard, 5-4 on the hits. But as you mentioned, those 4 errors can really augment some of the hitting for the other team.
Pitch to Nance. Couldn't exactly frame that one back. But, Mike, I think it also goes back to timely hitting. That was
absolutely.
Look at that ball down the first base line there just where Hobbs was not holding the runner on with the bases loaded. Those tough breaks. Bishops have really gotten a lot of runners on this year, just unable to capitalize with 2 outs and timely moments as Nance swings a fastball outside.
Yeah.
3-2.
Full count again. Let's see what happens. Nance played a little bit of shortstop last year, right? And now kind of stepped into that more starting role.
He was the starting shortstop last year as well after Luke Chung from 2 years ago.
That's right. Luke Chung 2 years ago. That's right.
Who is now, I believe, still playing some semi-pro ball over in Japan, from my understanding.
Coach Lipton says he does get the opportunity to speak to him in some way, form, or fashion. Looks like we might have a little bit of a conversation out there on the mound as the Kean pitching coach wants to ensure that he's got the right mindset here from his pitcher going into a bases-loaded 2-strike bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll take a short break here and hear from our carrier, Flow Sports.
Basis loaded situation for the Bishops. Mike, you don't usually see a pitching coach sprint out to the mound like that.
No, but
I know.
He showed a little athleticism there himself, didn't he?
Pitch from Jones, and he's going to sky. Got one. That's going to be in that little Bermuda Triangle. However, Riso, going to get under, got one. Really no problem at all, and that'll be the end of 3. No damage done after the mound visit. We'll be right back. We got one more message from Flow Sports coming your way.
Welcome back to Bauer Field. Stepping into the plate is number 10, Nick Solari, sophomore from Monroe, New Jersey, product of Monroe High. First pitch from Preston Workman comes across the plate as a ball.
Solari last year, Mike, he played in 25 games at .345 for the Cougars. 19 for 55, 11 runs. He had 8 RBIs as he's going to take strike one after the wild pitch, 1-1. He actually recorded 3 hits against Rutgers Newark on April 27th, so how about that?
Okay. I think you probably ask a lot of freshman baseball players across the country, and they would take that for a freshman year stat line for sure.
I got to say, I like this guy. Listen to this, Mike. In a central part of your daily routine, drinking water. Same as me. I only drink water. It's a good habit for him to start at a young age. I like that out of
Absolutely. Great habit. The only problem is, Baden, I kind of know you on a very personal level. And I've heard that you like to consume cookies and cream milk from the local Wawa.
I don't know about that. Just one a week, because that ball is flying out the bowling. That's going to be a jutted out bullpen fence there, prohibiting him from making that catch.
Really good pursuit, though, by Bowen.
I will say, since the Wawas have moved south to Rocky Mount, what a heck of a stop. You got cookies and cream milk, strawberry milk, top-tier chocolate milk as well. I know.
I have heard as well. Yes, I'm not sure how you would know that if you only drink water, but
once a week, as I said. We're going to roll on here.
Absolutely. 3-2 count, full. 3-2 count, one full here. First batter, top of the 4th inning. Preston Workman got himself a really nice 3rd inning there. Ball is driven to deep right center.
That's going to be a tough play by Furby. Lets it drop for a double as Solari's going to be in. The leadoff 2-bagger for King as the hits keep rolling.
A really nice drive there. That's his 2nd hit of the day, I believe. I think he drove in at least 1, maybe 2 runs. His first hit of the day.
Top of the order for King. Good right fielder.
Top of the order
11,
here.
Justin Teixeira.
Number 11, Justin Teixeira. He is a junior. Bats left, throws left out of Springfield, New Jersey. Product of Jonathan Dayton High.
Nice day for him so far. 2 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. He's looking to do the same here as Scoggins is playing even with the bag. Over at third, Workman's first pitch is outside.
Activity once again in the Ballin Bishop bullpen. Looks like Colby Lewis, Nash County product. Here from the local Twin County areas. 1-0 pitch here, Preston out of the stretch.
Pitch is low. Nice shot by Jones there.
Really great job by Seth. Talked about Seth sometimes, at least in this early part of the season, has struggled producing at the plate. DH for this game, Jacob Trivet. Catcher, I guess, number 2 on the depth chart. Perhaps not quite as good defensively behind the plate, but makes up for it with his offensive firepower, which earned him USA South Player of the Week this past week. Great job there by Preston. Nice on the edge pitch there. Fouled back. Brings the count 2-1. Runner in scoring position here in the top of the 4th inning. Still 6-2. Kean got themselves out of a bases-loaded 2-out jam this last inning. As you mentioned, the pitching coach for Kean showed some elite athleticism with the sprint from the dugout.
Talking about Kean, Mike, they're announcing a big merger with a New Jersey City University to increase enrollment up there. A beautiful campus. They're going to get even bigger up there in Kean. So big news up for them as Workman's 2-1 inside for a strike. I also like the little white script on the uniform. Some nice grays this afternoon for Kean to open this series up. Yes. Beautiful colors. I like the little light blue bits with the navy.
Absolutely. I like it a lot. Not sure I like it as much as the Wesleyan gold and blue jerseys that Coach Clifton debuted this year.
A lot of navy, all navy for the Bishops today, including the pants, as that's a 3-2 count. I know those uniforms are fairly new, a year old, and went on a little regional run last season.
Yep. Wind is still whipping from right field to left field. Sometimes blows in, sometimes blows out as well.
And Workman's 61st pitch is fouled off. He has been laboring a little bit. 3 innings, 6 runs, 4 earned runs today, Mike. Gave up a home run and hit 1 batter. Yeah, looking to try to get out of this one, maybe his last with the pitch count, and try to get this over to Lewis in the 5th if he can avoid a runner out there with Solari.
Absolutely. That's one thing I think Coach Clifton really appreciates about Preston. Maybe he isn't the most talented person, or maybe he doesn't throw the hardest of anyone on the staff, but talks about his mental toughness, his ability to grind, ability to compete with batters in the box. I think you've seen that after a tough first inning, a little bit of a tough second inning with a couple errors that allowed I think 2 of those 3 runs to be scored as unearned. Came back in the third inning, got himself out of that inning with no runs scored, and he's fighting, battle, and clawing here to a 3-2 count.
Gortman to 3-2. Gets set, fires it, and that ball is wasting the gap again. That is the 3rd hit and the 3rd RBI for Teixeira, Mike. What an afternoon for him to start this series, and Kean leads at 7-2.
That was a great piece of hitting there. He was battled and battled and battled, took that ball the other way.
The center fielder, number 14, Kyle Adorno.
Center fielder, number 14, as the PA announcer mentioned. Center fielder from Arthur L. Johnson High School in Clark, New Jersey. 2024 ABCA Region 4 All-Defensive Team and All-Region 3rd Team overall. He was an NJ Athletic Conference first-team player. Started 42 games last year for the Cougars. With 374 batting average and 38 RBIs.
Yeah.
19 RBIs and 38 runs scored.
And Wortman's day will come to an end, Mike, as Colby Lewis, freshman from Nass Central High School, is going to tug a rubber, and we'll be right back after a word from Flow Sports. Back here in the topic of 4th, ladies and gentlemen. Bishops make a pitching change. Call the bullpen. Brought to you by Pizza Hut. No one out Pizza Hut as Lewis fires a pickoff throw over to first to no avail. 6'7" freshman from Nass Central High School. Under a 1 ERA so far this year. Mike really been doing in his first year of college baseball.
Absolutely. You look at a lot of local-ish talent, and I even know from my time recruiting Division III NAI D2 level players, a lot of them have a desire to quote-unquote get out of their hometown, go somewhere else and have a college experience. But I think it's always great for local small colleges to have local products, local talent come, whether that is the fans in the stands, whether that is just the local flavor.
And Adorno's going to hit a ball down the left field line. Bowen has trouble in left handling it, and that will be another run for Kean as Teixeira's going to slide home safely, and heck of a day for him continues.
Absolutely. Seems like Kean's just hitting the hide off the ball, as they used to say.
Mute that for a second. Well, Willis on the mound. His first at bat was hammered down the left field line.
Right, another hit down the third baseline, much like a couple innings ago down the first baseline. Almost jumped over the bag, really.
Bowen had a little trouble out there, Mike. Again, that is the 5th error that brings home another Cougar run.
Unearned, absolutely.
Unearned run, yeah.
What did we say? 3 of their 8 runs were unearned at this
I
point?
believe so. However, we can check that. We got live stats pulled up. We got a nice little interface, thanks to Sidearm Sports. A little pickoff throw. Quintana there trying to be a little sneaky. No avail.
Give a little score update here from the other NC Wesleyan teams in action. Women's softball over in the Triangle Collegiate Softball Classic in Raleigh, North Carolina. Played today at 1 p.m. and game number 1 of their tournament. They knocked off Oberlin from Ohio in the Walnut Creek Park, 9-1 over 5 innings. Here at 3:30, right now they are in action with number 15 in the nation, Barry. Unfortunately, because there's so many games going on over there, they don't have the luxury of live stats. So we'll have to wait till that game concludes to give y'all an update on the score.
Mike, I think a lot of Bowling Bishop softball fans not anxious to get any game over, of course, because it's kind of a homecoming for Meredith Mills, as that ball is chopped over to Nance. Actually played that very nicely, Hobbs, over there at first, easy play. But head softball coach John Brackett going to be honored with the Legacy Award tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about someone being in a position for over 3 decades that John Brackett, Bracketville Park, affectionately named after him here on the campus of North Carolina Wesleyan University. And the thing is that Madison Morrison Athletic Department graduate assistant and I had a conversation about earlier today was back when he started coaching, it was very common for coaches to...
Oh, I believe he did balk, Mike, but is that not going to be called? If it is, he would only go to third. As a kind of a delayed skill there from Adorno got Lewis off the mound. However, I kind of have to agree with Kean. I thought he balked there. Actually helped the Cougars out, but that was not called.
Right, that was not called because then it allowed him to take home plate.
And that is the 6th error as Lewis threw that one away behind Scoggins, and it's 9-2 now. I'm not sure he went more than halfway home. Oh, what? Mike is a baseball fanatic. The one rule I'm not exactly proficient in is the balk rule, but it looked like he came more than halfway home to not stop and threw it. So kind of an unfortunate break there for Wesleyan.
Absolutely. You would have thought that was one of the more quote-unquote obvious-looking balks that we've experienced out here at Bauer Field, but I guess not.
And Lewis fires. Pitch is now 2-2.
Evens up the count. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Tomahawk's up at the plate, Mike. He has got a 3-run bomb to his game. He might walk here. 3-2 now 3-2 from Lewis. But
freshman Colby Lewis on the mound. See if he can't work here and get himself out of this 3-2 battle with an out.
He can. Nice pitch outside.
Really nice pitch.
I think he chased that outside, but works out either way for Lewis.
He did. I think he really knows it, too. Frustration on his face as he walks to the dugout. That brings up number 2 for the Kean Cougars. Number 2 is Brett Hilsheimer.
Stepping in for the Cougars, third baseman number 2, Brett Hilsheimer. here. Oh, boy. No, that's a hit.
Stepping in for Kean, first baseman number 3, Dan Riceley.
Dan Riceley steps up to the plate now.
Another ball down the left field line that was hammered, Mike. They're getting around on Lewis a little bit. We've talked about balls down the line. I think that's all we've seen today from Kean.
Great opening pitch there by Colby Lewis. A little off speed in the dirt. Got a little bit of a chase out of Dan. Gets the count to 0-1. 2 outs now. 3 runs across, but Kean doesn't have another runner in scoring position at second.
Nats holding him on it. Short there, Mike Lewis. Checking a runner. Go 1 pitch. It looked like an off speed. Looked decent. Not going to get the call there. 1-1.
Great job by Dan holding off on that. Wind does seem to be blowing out to the left field fence now. Almost from the visiting stands to that left center light pole out there.
Almost kind of a snubber off the end of the bat there. Foul.
Absolutely, a little check swing there it seemed. Colby has himself ahead, 1-2 in the count. 3 runs across the plate in the top half of this inning for Kean, brings the score 9-2.
Here's a 1-2 from Lewis. Fires it off speed. Tell you what, Mike Jones is, even though the score is 9-2, he's brought a lot of balls behind the plate for Wesleyan today.
Absolutely, he has. As you mentioned early, Preston didn't maybe have it completely locked in and dialed in the first 2 innings at least of his of this game, and Seth did a great job of being a backstop back there and has continued that here into the top half of the 4th inning.
Lewis comes set, 2-2 count. Slider, I think he swung there, my friend. No spool.
I think he did a great job of holding that. I almost wondered if that slider was going to catch the inside corner of the plate, but maybe it was a little bit low.
It might have been the movement of the pitch. It threw my eyes off and dissected me there, Mr. Armbruster. I'm
Absolutely.
Not sure.
It did have some movement. That brings the count 3-2 with 2 outs here. The money pitch, top half of the 4th inning.
Yeah, got his high. They're going to say got hit him. Wow, that's a tough break for Kean there.
Absolutely. I didn't think it did you?
I thought it went off the top of Jones's mitt.
Absolutely.
But they are going to disagree. It's 1st and 2nd. Wesleyan catches a break here.
Number 6 stepping up to the plate right now for the Kean Cougars. That is Steve Petrush. Petrush is a 5'9" senior out of Holy Spirit High. Born and raised in Egg Harbor City, New Jersey. He played in 14 games, making 8 starts last year. Batted .333, 11 of 33 with 7 runs, 1 triple, 5 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases. Runner on first and second now. 2 outs still. Strike 1 across the plate.
I got to like that town's name, Egg Harbor. That's a
Egg
unique
Harbor
one, yeah.
City.
Wonder if you can get a lot of eggs there on the harbor. I bet they ship a lot in from Egg Harbor, New Jersey. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm sure that it's not enough for the man now here in the U.S. of A.
You get your better half, Miss Brittany Armbruster, ship some eggs up there, Mike. Braswell Family Farms. Give a shout out again. Big supporter of the Battling Bishops. Here's the pitch, Lewis, and that ball is going to get away from Jones. Pass ball, his first of the day. And the runners are going to move up. Now Kean's got 2 in scoring position.
That was a tough play right there. That ball had a lot of movement. It was high and inside. Seth just could not get his mitt up high enough to stop that thing. Colby is ahead in the count, 1-2. That was the first ball of the at-bat. 9 hits up there on the board for Kean. 9 runs. Mentioned 6 of those 9 are earned and 3 are not due to some unforced errors by the Battling Bishops. Breaking ball looked like it was a little bit high, and the umpire saw it that way as well.
Mike, only 1 combined walk in this game. 11 runs, only 1 walk Wesleyan's given up. So just a lot of timely hitting with 2 outs for Kean.
Absolutely. A little baseball trivia for you right there. Great breaking ball pitch from Colby. We'll come back with the fun facts of baseball after a message from Flow Sports in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Welcome back to Bauer Field, online viewers. The score is 9-2 in favor of Kean over Wesleyan here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ball thrown over the third baseman's head. Colin Scoggins, affectionately known as Scooby,
right,
brings the count to 2-0 here.
Scoggins hits it right to his position at third. Hilschmeyer over there makes the easy out number one.
Great job by Hilschmeyer, picking that ball right up off the dirt.
Now batting for the Wesleyan Bishops, a left fielder, number 23, Marlon Bowen.
Marlon had a nice single to lead off his first at-bat of the game. Let's see if he can do the same here in his second at-bat.
Yeah, we were talking about his early offensive struggles, Mike. Got a big hit, a bat side single, I believe.
Absolutely, drove that thing there.
He is up swinging again, fouls that one back behind the the Kean dugout. It's cooled off a little bit, Mike. Coach Clifton with the sweatshirt on over there now, and the wind is howling.
It absolutely has. You can see the American flag and the two Wesleyan flags out there in left center. It's going to be a free base there for Marlon after he got hit by pitch in the lower part of his left leg. I believe that's the third hit by pitch base runner for Wesleyan in this game here in the early going, and provides Wesleyan with a one-out base runner.
Now batting for the Wesleyan Bishops,
To bat for the Wesleyan Bishops is Aiden Zimmerman. I believe he's playing right field this game for the Battling Bishops. 0-0 count, one out with one on here for Wesleyan. Ball thrown just a hair bit outside by Cal. Cal Chase still on the mound, sophomore transfer for the Kean Cougars.
Good pitch there, and did not get the call.
Yeah, just a hair bit high. You look at Aiden, and he's tall, lanky, and you'd have thought that might have got him just right around the numbers, but home plate umpire didn't see it like that. Brings the count to 2-0.
This pitch, that's a strike. Tried to bat pitch Scoggins over there.
Marlon, I believe, is on
first.
Oh,
is that Marlon? I
Bowen,
apologize. Yes,
Marlon
Scoggins got out. Tomahawks, nice arm over there behind the plate. No avail, however. 2 balls, 1 strike. Zimmerman 0-for-1 this afternoon for the Bishops. Behind him, we got Connor Furby's. The lineup turns over.
Absolutely. Catcher C.J. Tomalovich has done a great job, both at the plate and then behind the plate. That ball is going to be fly towards.
What a play.
Absolutely. Great job there.
Teixeira with a nice play. He's had a 3-hit game. Does it in the field as well. Bowen, nice job of tagging
Little sack fly there,
Yeah.
puts a runner in scoring position for the Battling Bishops and brings up what should be the top of the order, center fielder, freshman number 11, Farabee.
Battling Bishops at the top of the order, the center fielder, number 11, Connor Furby.
We mentioned Furby's first collegiate start in the field. Has played a few games leading up here, 2 to be exact, but his first time starting and playing center field for the Battling Bishops.
Curveball outside, maybe a hair high.
Absolutely.
No.
Could also just ran off the plate a little bit.
It
Seemed
did.
like when it
Good
was
pitch, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great pitch there. After that, a little bit of a rocky first inning. Cal's really settled down and done a great job holding the Battling Bishops to just 2 runs in the first and no runs in the subsequent innings.
Not sure how much longer he'll be in. We got action in the Kean bullpen. He's around 65 pitch mark so far for the Cougars. Here's a 1-1 to Furby at the top of the lineup. Backside foul. It's going to go in that Kean bullpen. He just about caught that ball in the bullpen, but it does drop.
Marlin was off to the races at second, has to return. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 1 ball here for freshman Furby. Bottom of the 4th inning here. 1 runner in scoring position for the Battling Bishops. Ball gets away from the catcher there. That's going to allow Marlin to move to third base. Brings the count, I believe, to 1-2, 2-2. I'm sorry, 2-2. Scoreboard updated now. 2's across, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here for the Battling Bishops in the bottom of the 4th inning.
See if they can get that timely hit we've talked about with 2 outs. King's done a really good job of clearing the bases. 2 outs, backside hits down the line. Let's see if Furby try to make this a 6-run ball game. 2-2 slider gets away from Tomahawk, and Bowen sprinting home. Actually, a very good effort there, but
absolutely,
he will be home safely. And Furby, I'm sure he's happy he scored the run, but wants the RBI opportunity as well.
Absolutely, the RBI opportunity is gone now, but still opportunity to maybe do a little more and damage with 2 outs here if he can get himself on base. Reigning USA South Player of the Week right behind him in Jacob Trivet.
Heck of a sound when the ball comes off his bat, Mike. We've heard a few times this spring.
We have. It just pops, doesn't it?
Fastball outside. He's going to draw a 2-out walk.
Great job there by the freshman. I wonder if you might see a pitching coach visit to the mound, but with only 1 runner on and 2 outs, my guess is they're going to let it ride and let Cal keep on dealing. As mentioned, Cal Chase on the mound, up over 60 pitches now.
Yeah, he will skyrocket that one.
Got himself out of the inning. First baseman comes over from his position, makes a very, very easy catch, just as he did behind the first base line to end the bottom of the 3rd inning, or it could have been the bottom of the 2nd. We had to break here. Message from Flow Sports. We'll be back shortly.
Stop number 1.
Back at Bauer Field for the top of the 5th inning. Colby Lewis remains on the mound for the Battling Bishops. Freshman product out of Nash County. In the batter's box for Kean Cougars is Dominic Messino. He's going to take ball 1. 6-foot sophomore out of Bayville, New Jersey, product of Central Regional High School. He was a 2024 ABCA Region 4 defensive team member. Played in 41 games, making 37 starts. Wasn't real lethal from behind the plate, but did a great job in the field, which earned him that playing time, I'm sure.
Mike, this game here got going on across the country. ACC play has started.
How's it?
Division I baseball a week before USA South action as Lewis's fastball is in the dirt for ball 4. We got a few big games in the state here. East Carolina, Coastal Carolina, Stanford making a trip probably 2,000-3,000 miles over to Chapel Hill for their first ever ACC game.
ACC game, yeah. It's crazy. We talk about the
Second in for Kean.
onset of NIL money, paying players at that Power 5 or Power 4 level, and then the conference realignment really based on football and the TV deal money. You get some crazy bedfellows. West Coast teams now in the ACC.
And look at that. A beautifully placed ball again down the line. Yes.
Great piece of hitting there. Puts runners at the corners for Kean. Just a nice single. Really nice single. Looks like we have a replacement here for the Battling Bishops at first base. Number 4, Matt Ballin. Number 41. I apologize. That sun's going down. Number 41, Matt Ballin, replacing starting first baseman Jackson Hobbs. Really just a carbon copy hit down that right field line.
We've seen it a bunch today, and I tell you what, Kean
has done a great job.
You can say what they want, but they can place a baseball. I tell you that, a heck of a job. They've already got 10 hits in this ball game. We're not even through 5, and that ball was low by Lewis.
Great job again there by Seth, being a backstop. Looks like we do have a little bit of action perhaps going on in the Wesleyan bullpen. Not exactly sure. We'll try to give you all updates, and we can find out who that might be. 1-0 pitch here on the way.
And we will have a runner in action. Ball is thrown down to short as Nance is late on the tag. As Solari's got a stolen base and like you said, a carbon copy, Mike. 2 runners in scoring position for Kean.
No outs. At the plate is Justin Teixeira. He's a junior out of Springfield, New Jersey. Jonathan Dayton High product. Made 31 starts last year for the Kean Cougars. Batted over 300 as well.
Not needing to give up any more runs. Coach Clifton's got the infield in. Quintana, very nice diving play to his left.
Great job by Quintana.
He's going to save a run.
Absolutely. Great job with not only the pickup on the dive, but then also popping to his feet, ready to throw home, stare back the runner on third, and made that put out at first base.
Kyle Adorno.
1 out now. Number 14 for the Kean Cougars steps into the box. That's Kyle Adorno. He is a senior out of Arthur L. Johnson High.
It's a nice day. 2 hits and 3 plate appearances. That's
just
a ball
bit
there.
Outside.
He's already driven in 1, looking to tack on 2 more.
Absolutely. He was a 2024 ABCA Region 4 All-Defensive Team member.
That ball is flown out to Zimmerman and right. We may have a play at the plate, and he will hit his cutoff man in Ballin. No throw home, and that will score Messino.
Great sack fly there.
Yeah, and Kean will have double digits on the board here at Bauer Field.
Pretty good job, though, by the right fielder, Zimmerman. Only allowing 1 run to score. Matt Ballin stepping in from his first base position to play cutoff and stare back the runner at second. While he is still in scoring position, he is not standing on third base. 2 outs here. Colby from the stretch. Pitch is just a hair bit outside. As mentioned in the batter's box right now is Tyler Stone, I believe, number 8.
0 for 2 so far this afternoon. Mike, talking about I apologize, he actually has a sac fly and a ground out, but talking about the Well, on trips in the ACC, the Cal Golden Bears actually playing Duke in their first ACC
Really?
game in Durham today. So a lot of cross-country matchups as Cal is, as they say, taking it to the Blue Devils 6-1 in the top of the second, and Stanford is down 3-0 to the Tar Heels early on. So
that Duke Cal baseball score is a bit different than what the Duke Cal basketball score was a little bit earlier this year. Great pitch right there by Colby Lewis. The bottom fell out of it.
We got 2 outs. We're going to have to talk about some March Madness predictions here in the bottom of the 5th.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it probably is going to be centered on Duke because of their fandom. 1-2 pitch here on the way from Colby.
Beautiful pitch. Could not get a call with 2 strikes. Not sure where that missed.
Perhaps it was just a hair bit low. I felt like it was caught that outside corner.
Well, the way Jones frames pitches, Mike, you can never really tell he's going to make everything close back there.
It is. But Tyler did a great job holding off there, evens himself back out in this count to 2-2.
This pitch from Willis, slider. Kind of snips out on the way.
Stays alive. Stays alive. He was all NJAC first team for the Kean Cougars last year as well. D3 Baseball Team of the Week member 1 week as well. 2-2 again, 2 outs.
Even count. He's going to get the call on that inside. Not sure, maybe a changeup there, but only 1 run of damage.
Absolutely.
It's going to be given up. We are halfway home at Bauer Field. Number 18, Kean, leads this one 10-3. Flow Sports, got a word for you. Back here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Matt Bowen, defensive replacement at the top of the 5th inning for Jackson Hobbs at first. He's going to get his first at bat of the game, Mike, and the first pitch he sees is roped into left as Stone corrals it.
Why wait if you use something that you
like,
I guess.
A little spark the Bishops needed.
Absolutely. That'll bring up next number 21, second baseman, 21, Javi Quintana, had a great defensive play in the previous inning. Saved a run from scoring, plus added an out to the scoreboard for the Battling Bishops. We mentioned a little bit earlier today, softball got a big win over Oberlin College from the Midwest. Skylar Walker had 2 at-bats, 1 hit. Kaya Simmons, one of the Simmons twins, went 2 for 3. Ava Lowry, the shortstop for the Battling Bishop softball program, went 2 for 3 as well. And Ramsey Bryant, freshman catcher, went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs.
I hate to interrupt you, but Balance going to get the second on the wild pitch from Chase. And Chase is still in this ball game. He's over 70 pitches right now.
Done a great job for the Kean Cougars, holding the Battling Bishops to 3 runs over 4+ innings.
Just received a text message, Mike. We've got our Valley Bishop lacrosse team out in the mountains.
Absolutely.
Getting after it with some community service. They take on Brevard tomorrow. Took on the Piedmont Lions, I believe, yesterday afternoon.
Absolutely.
You got to give up to those young ladies helping out with horrible damage, really, from the Western North Carolina Hurricanes. Our thoughts and prayers are still with everybody affected by that.
Yeah. From what I was told, they were able to help keep a family warm for the winter by crawling underneath a crawl space of a house out there that had some refurbishing, reconstruction done, and re-insulating everything. Wow, that ball is driven. Unfortunately for the Battle of Bishops, it's going to be right into the bullpen down the left field line.
Very tight down the lines once you get deep here, Mike, with a lot of foul ground, but then you get by in bullpens, only probably a few feet.
Absolutely.
A foul ground, so that's going to fall in the bullpen. The full count of Quintana here as Chase gets set. He delivers. That is high. Question is, did he swing? We are going to have a check to the field umpire, Mr. Jeff Mizell. He said he cannot go around.
Absolutely, and quite frankly, the best scoring opportunity the Battling Bishops have had here in quite some times with no outs. Mason Nance, starting shortstop, 2-year starter, steps into up to the plate.
He's grounded out and walked so far today, but you're right, one of the better scoring chances this afternoon for Wesleyan is Chase may be laboring up there a little bit. He's going to pop that one up near the King dugout. I believe you're going to run out of room as Tomahawk and Riesely over there chasing.
Baden, you talked about this game being really, really, quote-unquote, clean from a walk perspective. We've sent some baseball trivia that we might want to share online here.
That's right.
What do you think the number of times Barry Bonds walked in 2004? It's a record that hasn't come close to being broken. How many walks do you think Barry Bonds drew in that magical season?
Off the top of my head, Mike, I do not know. I know he's a very controversial figure. If you look at the steroid use for him, Roger Clemens. Had a chance to meet Roger Clemens in Kansas City at the College Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah. So we know he is in one Hall of Fame. Not sure he'll get in the big one, but we will see about that. I am not sure on the walks, though. I would assume it's well over 100 times. But
yes, in fact, it's double that, Baden. It is 232 times.
Wow.
No one's come even remotely close to it prior or after.
You're dropping some trivia early. We still have our trivia question of the day coming in the 7th inning.
I'm excited for it, but, just something to whet the viewers' palates, perhaps.
Yeah. Pickoff throw there. Ballin gets back in safely.
Absolutely. Great pickoff throw there by the Kean pitcher.
I just looked up your stat. How about this? So he walked 232 times.
Yes.
120 of those were intentional walks.
Wow.
My goodness, yeah.
So the number of intentional walks is probably as many as some people draw.
I would assume that sets a record as well, as the Bishops are going advance here.
Yeah.
Second and third.
You see the King Cougars being real patient with Cal on the mound. With that big 10-3 cushion they have, allows that pitching coach some freedom and hopefully provides Cal some opportunity to work himself out of this bind if you are a Cougar fan.
But the Bishops are threatening here. This game is far from over. We are halfway home, I guess. And Nance rips that one right over.
Just over.
Yes, it is. Right over Massingo's head there. And that will bring around Matt Bowling and Javi Quintana. We got a 5-run ball game now. Big start to this bottom of the fifth.
Absolutely.
And we now will see a
visit.
Yeah, we'll see a visit.
You almost got to wonder at the pitch count that he's at, the point in the game with still no outs in this bottom half of the 5th inning after giving up 2 runs, if we will not see a relief pitcher.
His day is done, Mike. He gave up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts over 81 pitches. However, looked pretty sharp. Kept the Cougars a lot of cushion out there, and we're going to have a pitching change for Kean. We'll tell you who is going to tow the rubber when we'll come back after this word from Florida Sports.
Give me the go. Welcome back, online viewers, into the game for the Kean Cougars. This is number 32, Aldo Pena.
And he will hit the first man he sees, the first pitch of his afternoon. And Jones wavering a little bit there. But Mike Pena, as you mentioned, a freshman, not very big out there. 5'7", 145 from South Plainview, New Jersey. Went to South Plainfield.
Absolutely. Has made, I believe, one appearance so far in the season. 3 innings pitched with 0 runs being given up and 4 hits.
Right.
Had himself a real quality outing, it seems, in a relief effort. I'm not exactly sure. He did not get the win or the loss, but he did get the save. So it seems like if you're going to bring a freshman into a game in that save potential position, he's got some pop to his arm and seems to have a live arm here. Watching him warm up, has some velocity on that pitching. And if you're going to be a freshman, you're going to come in the game first out the bullpen for the 18th ranked team in the nation. You probably got some pretty good stuff. So excited to see what the South Plainfield product can do.
That's right. Bishop's still threatening here, Mike. A 5-run game with runners on first and second, nobody out. Scoggins takes strike one, fastball inside. Okay, he is 0 for 2. He's ground out and flew out.
Absolutely. Runners on first and second, as you mentioned. Still a really good opportunity for Wesleyan to try to chip away at this still large lead.
Talking about Scoggins, Mike, kind of transitions to one of his favorite things, the Duke Blue Devils. March Madness is here. March is here, as they say.
Here.
Next week, the men's ACC tournament gets underway. Duke will be the 1 seed, but first they got to take on North Carolina at Dean Dome Saturday night. How do you think that game's going to go?
Baden, that's a great question here with an 0-2 count. Great job by the catcher for Kean, stopping that ball in the dirt. Brings the count to 1-2. As you and I have spoken on many occasions, one of the great rivalries in college sports, at least hoops for sure, maybe the greatest in the world of hoops, is that UNC Duke rivalry. And much like rivalries, whether it's in the major leagues, college football, any other league, throw out the records, throw out the rankings, because those games can be heated and competitive no matter what each side looks like on a year-to-year basis. And so I expect Duke to still win. But, golly, you got to think it's going to be much, much closer than it was at Cameron Indoor earlier this year.
North Carolina playing a lot better as
Absolutely.
of late, finally figuring some things out. We got a rotation, but
Be interesting to see what their record is over the last 10 games as we get ready for a 3-2 pitch here to Colin Scoggins.
Takes ball 4, bases loaded, nobody out. But Mike, is kind of what we've talked about, and we've been privileged actually to go together to watch Cooper Flagg in person. That Duke team is just so darn talented this year. And
it is.
A very Scott Rosker for John Shire.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. The level of talent, length, athletic ability. And I got to give Shire some credit, right? He's done a great job of melding those personalities, those, huge NIL payouts, and creating a team out of those different parts.
Strike one to Bowen inside, and you're right. You look at Duke basketball, a lot of one and dones, not a lot of team building goes on in those ranks of college basketball, but they more so reload every year in Durham, as that's 1-1. But Mike, who you got to win the whole thing this year? You think Duke is obviously up there at the top? Auburn's had a heck of a year. Who's a dark horse in this thing?
Baden, if I could just pause for one caveat here. I believe UNC is 7-1 since their loss at Duke earlier this year.
Really? Quite a turnaround for Hubert.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hubert has got them going in the right direction. Have not been able to catch many of those games, but am looking forward to being able to sit down and watch them take on Duke at the Dean Dome. Back to your question. With the NCAA format as it is, one game, single elimination, sudden death in essence, it's really who plays well on each given night. Now, if we're talking about the Vegas odds, I think that Duke has to be your odds-on favorite, perhaps, depending upon how the conference tournaments go. You could really make a case for Auburn. I would say 2 players of the year candidates, and the only 2, Broom from Auburn and obviously Cooper Flagg from Duke. 2 best players probably in college basketball and the 2 best teams for sure.
Meanwhile, Bowen's got a 2-2 count. He will swing. Missed the last 2 there. Actually, pretty good pitches to hit.
Very good.
However, he will go down and on strikes, and it brings up Aiden Zimmerman.
Yeah, Aiden Zimmerman, number 32 for the Battling Bishops, is going to step up to the plate.
Aiden Zimmerman.
Played in 7 games so far this year. I believe this is his first start of the season for the Battling Bishops, as we mentioned. Greg Clifton trying to find a combination and a lineup that's going to work for him.
Zimmerman snips that one foul by the front of the Bishop dugout, Mike, and very close to the pitch clock is being used today.
Appreciate EB Sports, the apparel and equipment supplier for the Battling Bishop baseball program here, providing those for us last year.
One's outside. Yeah, good shout out to EB and Jimmy Page. Now the owner down there,
absolutely.
First class guy, and
done a great job this year as well with our women's lacrosse program here at Wesleyan.
Maybe they were rocking some of that in the photos today at community service. Yeah.
I suppose we'll have to see Wesleyan social media later on.
Zimmerman, he's going to pop. Oh, and the throw gets away there. That's going to be an error by Hillschmeyer, and that will score 2 Bishops and Nance and Jones, and Zimmerman's going to easily get to second there, Mike. And
that's got to be a fielder's choice and 2 unearned runs,
that's right.
Correct, on the air? A fielder's choice and 2 unearned runs.
It's nice if you're a Bishop fan, to see that ball bounce the upper way for once this year.
Yeah, that's really frustrating if you're a Kean Cougar fan. Put yourself in a situation with bases loaded and an easy play to the third baseman. Just need to make that throw to the catcher standing on home plate, and you got 2 outs with no damage.
That's right.
Or at least no more damage, and you see that number climb from 2 to 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning digit.
And it kind of makes me wonder, because that is the second ball that has slipped and sailed today, one from Quintana and one from Hillschmeyer. I wonder if that grass is wet and that ball is not able to get a good grip on it in the infield today.
It could be very true. I mean, the breeze has been blowing, so you wouldn't think there'd be any moisture from the atmosphere, but you got to think that grass and ground underneath could be leaching some moisture upwards with the falling temperatures as the sun goes down. Perhaps here in the next inning or two, we'll see the lights come on. Really nice pitch over the outside corner. Number 32, Aldo Pena, freshman on the mound for the Kean Cougars, gets himself ahead 1-2 here.
Pitch to Furby, swings and misses a curveball. However, first base is not occupied on the drop third strike, so it's not going to hurt the Bishops. And Mike, if you look here, we've got a very close ball game. We wouldn't have thought that early on.
Absolutely, you would not. I think we're going to take
Stepping in for the Battling Bishops, good designated hitter number 20, Jacob Trivet.
Jacob Trivet, as we mentioned before, I believe he has 1 hit today in the first inning.
However, Mike, you talk about a basketball analogy and how the ball
Back here with Jacob Trivet in the box. Works himself to a 2-0 count. 1 out here for the Kean Cougars and freshman pitcher Aldo Pena. Runners on the corners for the Battling Bishops.
And we have a steal here of second. It's going to hit Trivet. Actually, a very good break there for Kean.
Absolutely, hit by pitch.
Now the runners will stop. We'll have bases loaded here, Mike. And the Bishops have a runner on second. That would tie this ball game up.
Stepping into the batter's box is number 41, the first baseman, Matt Ballin, who replaced starting graduate student first baseman Jackson Hobbs. I'm not really sure what happened, but it really could be related to that pitch he took off the helmet earlier in this game. Looks like we're going to have another pitcher out of the Kean bullpen. We're going to take a short break and hear from Flow Sports. We'll be right back.
back here, and Noah Rivera is going to take over here with one out. Bases loaded jam. Tough spot to come in for Rivera here, Mike.
Perhaps he can channel some Mariano Rivera.
That's right. 6 foot 185 junior from Hamilton, New Jersey. Good mound presence up there for him.
Absolutely. Really a good-looking athlete. And then Matt Ballin, 1 pitch, 1 hit in his first at-bat. Takes that ball outside for the 1-1 count. He's already ahead from where Matt was in the last time he was up. I believe Matt started off the top of the bottom of the 5th inning and got the run party started, if I'm not mistaken, Baden.
That is correct. Single for him, but Rivera up there on the mound made 12 appearances last year, 4.31 ERA, 18 strikeouts, and a 4-2 record over 31 and a third innings pitched. And that one's outside a slider. He's kind of misplacing that low and out as Ballin's going to draw a 2-1 count, Mike. And what a comeback here for the Bishops. A 10-3 hole, making this one close here. Wow, fight.
Absolutely.
The battling Bishops. And, Greg Clifton's happy to see that, especially have a lot of young guys in the lineup. And Ballin takes it 3-1 now. And we are 1 pitch away from a 1-run ball game at Bauer Field.
Which is such a beautiful, crazy part of the game of baseball where momentum can swing from half inning to half inning, and one team can feel really down, another can feel really high, and 1 inning later the feelings are reversed. A bit seesaw-ish.
And that will draw Zimmerman in to score, and Javi Quintana, he made a nice diving catch to save a run in the field.
Right.
Last half, can he step up with his bat here?
Yeah.
For the Valley Bishops, the second baseman, number 21, Javier Quintana.
And I think also for Kean, if you're a Kean fan, hopefully Noah can settle in here after the first batter, get his bearings a little bit, and get the ball across the plate, help allow his defense to help him get an out here.
And that is a wild pitch by Rivera. Mike, this ball game is tied as Connor Furby will touch the plate. Wow, 7-run inning here in the 5th for the Bishops. Only 1 out. This is a crazy way to start your Friday for college baseball. I tell you, you never know what you'll see at the ballpark. Can you believe if we were saying this in the bottom of the 4th, the Bishops would have a chance in the 5th to take the lead in this game? You would not believe it, but here we are, folks.
Yeah, it's quite wild.
And here's the pitch to Quintana. That's a ball high. Really struggling to find the strike zone as Rivera coming in this game. And, Mike, you look at the mental aspect of pitching. You think that does anything coming in a pressure spot, bases loaded, less than 2 outs? Pressure to deliver for Kean here.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you see that not just for the Kean relief pitchers, but any relief pitcher. We talked about the first opening weekend that we had here against number 9 in the nation, Lynchburg. A couple really good first game 1, game 2 of the season by our starting pitchers for Wesleyan, and then our backups or our relief pitchers came in, and much of these same really, really high-stake situations, and saw that they just couldn't quite get it done either. As we have another walk there with an open base at first. Seems like that's okay. And
second for the Bowling Bishops, the shortstop, number 13, Mason Nance.
While you don't want to see the bases loaded if you're the Kean Cougars, it does provide you an opportunity. Ball hit to the infield. It's an out at any base, including home plate. Perhaps a third baseman will have a chance to redeem himself with a ball hit there and come home again.
Mike, I think a very good veteran move there by Tomahawks. You got Rivera up there struggling here.
Absolutely.
Bases loaded, and you had double barrel action in the Kean bullpen. A little bit of a stress on their relief pitching staff here as Rivera's first pitch looked a lot better there.
Absolutely.
Beautiful slider into Nance for a first pitch strike.
Great job by the Kean catcher, C.J. Tomahawks. Calming down his relief pitcher.
Here's the other one. Slider hitting the gap by Nance. That ball is drop? What a heck of a catch there.
It's a catch.
And they might double off Bowling at second, and that should end the inning, and it will. Kean avoids giving up the lead here as a base running mistake by Bowling.
I don't believe so, Baden. I believe the home plate umpire is going to say Jacob Trivett crossed home plate prior to the shortstop or second baseman stepping on second for the force out, and I believe that's right. The middle infielder seemed a little bit surprised that Matt Ballin was not sprinting.
The run will not count. It will not count.
The run will not count. That's interesting. I thought for sure he crossed home plate prior to stepping on second base out there. maybe I am wrong. We'll head to break here with a message from Flow Sports.
Folks, we rejoin you here in your topic of sixth inning. Mike, we just had an incredible bottom of the fifth. 7 runs for the Bowling Bishops. Got themselves right back in this one tie game.
Absolutely.
Colby Lewis, he's now in line with a no decision, a potential win if Wesleyan can play the run in the bottom half if he doesn't give up one here.
C.J. Tomilovich up to bat. He's responsible for 3 of those runs on the board with 1 swing of the bat in the top of the first inning to begin the game for the Kean Cougars.
He'll foul that one off. I really like not only his bat, Mike, but like we talked about him going down to settle Rivera down and Kean gets out.
Absolutely.
A very good veteran leaguer out there for the Cougars, top 25 team in the nation.
You look at that at him, he played in 22 games last year, make 10 starts, so having a much bigger role.
Look at that hot Nance. What a play if he can make the throw over there. I think he's out by a quarter of a step. He is. What a play from Mason Nance.
Great job there by Nance. That ball was not an easy ball to field. The ball popped high in the air after he drove it into the ground. Tomilovich was hustling down that first base line, but Nance made just a great play.
Stepping in for Kean, third baseman number 2, Brett Hilschmeyer.
Brett up to plate. He's our third baseman from Kean. Number 2, he's also a senior. I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, but I believe it's Holmdel, New Jersey, at a Holmdel High.
We're learning the state of New Jersey today.
We are.
Whips that one over foul in the Bishop bullpen.
A lot of Kean players from up in that New Jersey area. Seems like they do a great job of keeping local-ish, regional-ish talent right there at home.
Ball is up and away, I believe, just missed. So I do every school we play. I Googled their campus, a beautiful first-class campus they've got there in New Jersey, Mike. I'm sure a lot of homegrown New Jerseyans love going there, and that ball is flat out to Furby. He's had a nice afternoon in his first varsity start for the Bishops.
Absolutely. It's been really good. I know that he's one of those players that you have a roster the size that NC Wesleyan does, and at a small private Division III institution, enrollment is a major part of college athletics and the rationale for institutions like ours to sponsor college athletics. But start at the JV level when you're young and have a desire to work yourself into a position to step onto a varsity field, and Furby's been able to do that here early on in his freshman year.
It's pitch from Lewis, 1-0. Roped into right, and that's going to be a very nice single there as Zimmerman corrals it, and Kean's got a 2-out base runner here in the 6th.
As we mentioned, Battling Bishops this year have kind of been bitten by 2-out production from the opposing team. it's really been a consistent struggle after those first and second outs of innings have come fairly easy to really lock it down and get that third. And so Steve Petrish is stepping to the plate and going to see if he can't cause some damage here.
And pick off, trying to keep Riesel over there at first. Lewis, Mike, he's really settled down. He's on the cusp of his 50th pitch this afternoon from his first inning of work. And
right.
Liking what I'm seeing out of the freshman here from Nash Central.
Absolutely. We'll see what he can do here with an 0-0 count.
Nice
breaking
slide,
ball just caught the inside corner. You mentioned the youth of the Battling Bishops, and really it can be contrasted with the experience of the Kean Cougars. Another senior here, Petrish, 5'9", out of Egg Harbor City, New Jersey.
Ball's inside. I wonder if they have an egg drop like the town of Nashville, North Carolina.
That would be interesting to see. I'm not sure that the thriving metropolis of New Jersey probably has something as a bit off the wall as an egg drop.
That's
like
right.
The small town of Nashville, North Carolina.
But it does bring the people in. I tell you that. People love the egg drop here. And that's second strike to Petrov here. And
Petrov had a really, really good 2024 season, batting over 300.
And he will chop that one. Nance is going to have to get there because Quintana had to cover the base. And, Mike, that's what we've talked about. You have a 7-run inning. You have a shutdown frame to come out of the 6, and Lewis does just that. We got a tie ball game through 5.5 innings of play, 10-10 at Bauer Field. Back here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Seth Jones leading off the ball game. Tied game at 10. Rivera will tow the rubber for his second inning of work and fires the first pitch fastball for a strike.
Seth Jones, 5'10", junior out of New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Appeared in multiple games last year and posted a .973 fielding percentage with 198 putouts, 18 assists, and only 6 errors. Talk about his really, really great defensive catching ability behind the plate, and those numbers do back it up.
Mike, I've received a text. You got to shout out head football coach Jeff Filkowski tuning in. He says, "You're killing on the mic, my friend." Not sure about myself, but he had to give a shout out to Mike. So, Coach Ski and Miss Stacy and Jack, we welcome you to the broadcast. And
do appreciate you all tuning in.
Coach Ski, I tell you what, my opening the year on Thursday next year for the Bishops. I know we're excited about that one. Is Seth Jones will take strike 3
night game
on the outside corner.
I would say, Baden, that the strike zone has been consistent for both teams without a doubt, and just a hair bit wider perhaps than the plate, which you can argue whether you want a narrow strike zone or a wide strike zone. Really, it's just what is that umpire going to provide that day, and if he can be consistent, wide or narrow, it's going to be a good day. little bit of a breaking ball there that fell off the outside corner of the plate, but must have caught something. Really good job here in the early going of this inning here for the Kean pitcher. Just a hair bit outside.
1-1 here at Scoggins. Bishops need to keep the momentum going. Hopefully can pound a couple runs across the plate here, Mike, to get a lead.
Really.
Here's the pitch, and that is a nice little, look like a changeup or something
Absolutely.
that dropped in. 1-2 count.
1-2 count. Rivera has really come out this inning and seemed to have control. As we mentioned before, those really tough, high-stakes situations can rattle people, but he has done a heck of a job here. That was a pretty decent pitch, too. Just barely missed, even the count 2-2. One out here and no runners on for the Battling Bishops.
It's a lot different mentally facing top of the order. Well, excuse me, not the top of the order, but top of the inning, nobody on, and coming in with the bases loaded, and that nice play there and foul ground by
number
Wesley.
Yeah, great job by the Kean first baseman. I think that's his third sky-high pop-up that he's caught in just really routine fashion, or at least made it appear that way from up here in the press box.
Still left fielder, number 23, Marlon Bowen.
Marlon Bowen steps to the plate now. Had a nice single in his first at bat. Going back to Coach Ski and playing that Thursday night game here, Battling the Bishop football. It's always awesome since we were able to build the Vernon T. Bradley Jr. Stadium. Nice hit, really great play by the Kean shortstop. 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the sixth. We are scoreless in the sixth inning as we head to the seventh after a message from our carrier Flow Sports. Back here for the top of the seventh inning from Bauer Field. Number 1 steps into the batter's box. Dominic Messino for the Kean Cougars. Takes strike 1 on a really nice pitch down the middle of the plate from freshman pitcher Colby Lewis for the Battling Bishops.
In his fourth inning of work, Mike, he's at 54. That'll make 55 pitches. They're going to check the swing to not go around.
Yeah, I didn't think he was even close to going there. I know the Battling Bishop dugout probably felt just a hair bit different. Talk about Coach Ski and the Battling Bishop football program opening up the season on Thursday. It's a nice little, I don't want to say loophole, but allowance by the NCAA Division III governing body to allow you to open up the Thursday prior to opening, quote-unquote, Saturday. Night game out at the football stadium, right. Vernon T. Bradley Jr. Stadium on Stallings Field. Always a different energy when you can play football under the lights, and we're very thankful for that facility. Phase 1 is done. Embarking on Phase 2 now. We would love to continue to raise money for a permanent press box and be able to move us out of the Connex box that we currently are utilizing as a press box, which we're not complaining. I remember, Baden, 2 or 3 years ago when it was darn near a hurricane we were playing in with tents and trying to keep water off the electronics, and our cheerleaders were out there in their extra tough boots.
But the show must go on in
The
those
show must
conditions.
go on.
That's
It was great for if you're a Battling Bishop supporter because we won that game. I think it was against LaGrange, if I remember.
That is correct. I would almost bet you had the most live stream viewers in Wesleyan history that game. Not sure if the scans were full or not, but
I don't believe they were, if memory serves correctly, Bane. I think most people were really happy to watch that game on their laptops.
But now with Flow Sports, you can watch it on the comfort of your couch and your television, Mike, and that is a strike from Willis there. And
that was a
2
really
and 1, yeah.
high-velocity pitch right there. First batter for Kean popped out to the third baseman, Scooby.
Willis, I think that might have grazed his hand or he just
I'm not
missed
sure.
it.
Might have. That's just that natural reaction of an athlete to stick your hand out. And unfortunately, when you're a pitcher, you don't want that pitching hand anywhere near that drive. But Kean has a runner on first, represents the leading run in this game after we were tied 10-10 in the bottom of the fifth inning when Wesleyan brought 7 runners across the plate.
Talking about football, Mike, we be remiss we didn't give a shout out to offensive coordinator, recruiting coordinator Justin Clark. He did the live stream. He was on the mic, him and baseball athlete Kyle Brazo for our semifinal men's game against Southern Virginia.
That's right.
I think he killed it from what I hear. A lot of positive
feedback.
He had a lot of good things to talk about. Huge win for the Bishops Advance. And
put them in the championship game, correct?
That's right. Unfortunately, could not make the NCAA tournament this year, but a heck of a year for John Thompson. As we mentioned, he was in the box watching some baseball earlier, and Lewis's pickoff moved. No avail.
Yeah, we talked about that real great development of that program from how they started the year, really 500, and I wouldn't want to say floundering in the early parts of the season, but just trying to get their footing, and to have them fight battle claw and put themselves in a position to achieve the second seed in the conference tournament and ultimately play in the championship game was great this year.
Mike, you take a look here. I got something you don't see a lot in Division III. Taking a look at Kean's roster, we'll have an 0-1 pitch from Willis. 5 active catchers on the roster this afternoon.
5.
9 coaches. You do not see that in Division III very often.
You don't. But I think that you see with the success of Kean Athletics, the investment that institution has made into their athletic programs. And you mentioned that they are merging with another institution to further solidify, I'm sure, what they're doing educationally and athletically there.
A school we have not played in the Greg Clifton era, but like we said, one of those northern teams trying to get out of the cold. You know, we need to look up the temperature up there this afternoon, Mike. I wonder if it's warmer up there in New Jersey today.
I would venture to bet no, Baden, but perhaps. Stranger things
we
probably
don't even have to
happened.
Google it. We've got a New Jersey native, Adam Conti. He's on the Flow Sports producer this afternoon, and I believe he says 45 up there, but
which is just a hair bit cooler than here. But we are going to be 75 degrees tomorrow with the sun shining. Right. We're very excited to play baseball. We talk about that scheduling of really tough opponents, and I think if you're a Southern team, baseball, softball, it's a really wise thing to try to schedule teams from the north that have a desire to come down and get some early season games in. If you could figure out a way to play most of your early non-conference games in season at home, would be ideal.
2-2. Oh, I'm sorry. I interrupted.
Absolutely.
You jinx you there, Mike.
Jinx you owe me a Coke, I believe is the term.
Maybe an Aquafina for me. There you go. As we have a runner in action, we will have a strike him out. We're not going to have a throw him out situation. Nope. As Teixeira is going to go down on strikes. Very unusual for him as he's had a 3-hit, 3 RBI game.
Been very deadly at the plate for Kean. Stepping up now is number 14, I believe, Kyle Adorno. Another senior, Baden, on the Kean Cougar roster out of Arthur L. Johnson High, Clark, New Jersey native. 5'10", and was an all-defensive team, ABCA, Region 4 last year as well. You really can see why Kean is ranked in the top 20 in the nation, Division 3. Runner is in scoring position. That represents the go-ahead run for Kean here in the top of the 7th inning. See if Colby Lewis, freshman out of, I believe, is it Northern Nash High School?
Nash Central.
Nash Central High School
just
here
up
in
the
Nash
road,
County.
Stone's throw.
Throw away. Works to see if he can't get himself out of the inning. That ball is driven into left center, and that is going to represent the go-ahead run And he's going to have himself a sliding triple. Wow, that ball was smoked.
Big 2-out hit there.
Big. Once again, talk about the battling Bishops and just the tough time they have had on completing those 3 outs.
ACC games going on. Stanford is taking a 6-3 lead over Guitar Hills. Only 2 going on in Guitar Hills State today, and California is now opened up to a 12-1 lead over the Blue Devils.
Wow.
The West Coast team's getting it done in North Carolina so far today, but again,
Absolutely.
3 games set, getting underway there.
In the box for the Kean Cougars is number 8, Tyler Stone. He is a outfielder, junior from Branchburg, New Jersey, out of Somerville High.
Also have a big non-conference series. 24th ranked Coastal Carolina had a extra inning duel with Guitar Hills this week. Fell in midweek. They're down to ECU in Greenville, 2-0 in the 5th as Lewis. Curveball is fouled away, and if you can only get out of this of 1 run if you're Wesleyan, this game's still very much in reach.
Absolutely. You got to be pretty happy if you're only down 1. But Kean's knock on the door trying to make it a 2-run game. Ball is hit sharply to the shortstop. Nance with a nice throw over to an outstretched Matt Ballin for the 3rd out of the inning. We're going to take a short break here and hear from Flow Sports. We are back live here from Bauer Field on the campus of North Carolina Wesleyan University in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Aiden Zimmerman, right fielder, steps into the batter's box to face Rivera.
Mike, it's about that time. We're in the 7th inning. We're going to keep the theme of trivia rolling on.
Absolutely.
And I hear you got a good one for us this afternoon.
Yes. I got to give a shout-out to my wife, Brittany Armbruster. She'll be on air with us here later on this month, talking and commentating. The ball is skied to right, short right field, and it seems like the right fielder is going to just make a great running catch. It's going to be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
That's what they call the Bermuda Triangle out there.
Is that what they call it? Yeah, that was a tough play and a great play by the right fielder. Stepping up is Furby, freshman center fielder for Wesleyan. But we've got a trivia question hailing from the namesake of the Kean pitcher, Mariano Rivera. Trivia question is, how many earned runs has Mariano given up in the postseason? It is less than the number of people that have stepped foot on the moon. The number of earned runs in the postseason given up by Mariano Rivera is less than the number of people that have stepped foot on the moon. How many earned runs has Mariano Rivera given up in the postseason? That is the trivia question. You're more than welcome to shout us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Please search North NC Wesleyan Athletics and let us know your thought. If you know, shout it out to us. Jacob Trivett steps into the box. 2 outs very quickly on fly balls here for the Battling Bishops in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And you said less than the number of people who've walked on the moon. That's
Yes,
quite impressive.
That is quite impressive, especially when you start thinking about the length of the career of Mariano Rivera. Rivera for the Kean Cougars dealing out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Got himself a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Yes, in the 7th inning, he's going to look like Mariano Rivera.
Absolutely.
Settled down nicely. He got 2 outs, looking to get the Reigning USA South Player of the Week here for the 3rd out in the 7th. Really lopsided game to start, Mike. We've had 8 combined errors in this game, only 7 walks, which is a little surprising in a combined 21-run strike two there. But the Bishops crawling back. We hadn't seen a lot of that really early on this year.
Right.
But I think they're ready to turn the tide and get on the winning ways.
Battling Bishop fan, you hope that you can overcome those 6 errors from early in the game. And Jacob did a great job laying off of a really good-looking pitch that tailed to the outside corner of the plate and just off.
He might have gotten that call if it would have been squeezed there. It looked close to the black.
It did. I guess it's a full count now, Baden. We'll see if Wesleyan can do a little 2-out damage as the Kean Cougars did in the top half of the inning.
They will strike Trivett out looking, I believe, to end the 7th.
Yep.
We got 2 more innings to go from Bauer Field. 11-10 Kean. Come back with us for the conclusion.
Welcome back, live stream viewers. We are in the top of the 8th inning here. Colby Lewis is back out on the mound for the Battling Bishops. The first batter of the inning is the Kean catcher, number 5, CJ Tomalavage. That ball is fouled out of play. Strike 1 of the at-bat. CJ drove a ball into deep left center field over the fence for the first runs of the game, a 3-run shot for Kean, which is why you see 3 in the first inning for them, thanks to his bat and 1 swing. Baden, how many pitches is the freshman for Wesleyan at right now?
Going against at bat, he's at 73, Mike, and he is, we're going to see the pitch here. Hollich fouls that one away. He's gone 4 innings so far. He's only given up 2 earned runs and 4 strikeouts, 2 doubles. So he is really kept Wesleyan in this game. And
Absolutely.
after a little bit of a rocky start from Preston Wortman on a Friday afternoon.
Absolutely. You do see some action. Lefty, it looks like, in the battling Bishop bullpen as that pitch misses just a hair bit outside. I think you got to be really happy when one of your relievers can come in and give you 3+ innings, don't you?
I would say so, especially in a high-scoring game like this. Wesleyan just needs to up on a run as that ball is fly deep to Marlon Bowen. I don't think that has enough to get out.
It doesn't.
Bowen corrals it right at the warning track.
Absolutely.
Bauer field sign out there.
You got to think that he might have just missed that thing because it was definitely headed for that Bauer field sign beyond the outfield fence. That brings up number 2 for Kean, Brett Hilschmeyer. He is another senior from Holmdel, New Jersey, product of Holmdel.
Ball is hit to Nance. He's going to have to make a tough backhand play. He cannot. Now the goal is just.
It's got to be a nice hit right there.
Got to hold Hilschmeyer to first there, and they will.
I want to give a shout out here to Aja Jones, work study for the Wesleyan Athletic Department, delivering some popcorn up here to the box. We're going to take a short break here.
Stepping in for the Cougars.
We're back live after a very short break. This ball is going to be popped up behind the press box. Going to bring the count to 2-1 for number 3, Dan Reistel, a sophomore out of Washington Township, New Jersey. Great suicide bunt right there down the third base line. Runner goes. Like ships passing in the night. The ball went one way, the runner went the other, and that's good for a 2-run lead for the Kean Cougars.
Even though it was a bunt, Mike, you kind of go on the theme of timely hitting. A great decision there. Great time to do it. 1-run ball game. Kind of caught Wesleyan off guard and beautifully placed down that third base line. And got a 2-run ball game. A little bit of an insurance run for Kean.
Absolutely here with still only 1 out. Great job by Seth Jones there once again being a backstop, holding the Kean runner on first base. As mentioned previously, Steve Petrush up to the plate, another senior out of Egg Harbor City. We've mentioned that a unique name up there in the Northeast, and Holy Spirit High School, I believe.
They are going to call him safe at second.
Safe in under the tag,
That's
just by a hair bit. But that right there was the closest Wesleyan has been to throwing out a base runner for the Kean Cougars.
Well, you've also seen all speed, I think, every time they've ran it. I mean, just like we've talked about, perfect timing for Kean on everything today. The ball was really bounced their way, except outside of that 7-run bomb of the 5th.
Absolutely. As mentioned, this is why they're the 18th ranked team in the nation.
You do have to have some luck, as they say, to win some baseball games. They've had it today, but also hit the ball well. 10 RBIs for the Cougars, and he will, he'll swing it, foul tip, or foul snip as they call it. 2-2 count.
2-2 count, 1 out for Wesleyan here. Kean has a runner in scoring position at second, looking to see if they can add a little bit of cushion here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 run top of the 7th, 1 run top of the 8th represents the lead here in that scoring margin for Kean. 12-10, 14 hits, 12 runs for the Kean Cougars, only 2 errors.
I believe we have a full count here.
Big pitch.
Check the runner at second. He'll throw a Swagger to dirt. It's going to have first and second, 1 out now. Left-hander warming up in the Bishop bullpen.
Number 1, Dominic Messino, a sophomore infielder from Bayville, New Jersey, out of Central Regional High. Looks like we are going to have a bit of a meeting between Coach Carter and Colby Lewis, the rest of the infield, and he's going to call for a relief pitcher out of the bullpen. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to hear from Flow Sports. Pitching change here for the Battling Bishops. Gavin Weinstock is in the game. Gavin has appeared in a few games here for the Battling Bishops so far in the season. Got a 1.69 ERA in 4 games appeared. 5.1 inning pitched. Given up 5 hits and struck out 4. So he comes into not a bases loaded situation, but near a bases loaded situation with Kean runners on first and second. 2 pitches thrown, 2 balls here.
Transfer from Division I Gardner Webb. So he is well traveled between New York and North Carolina. 2-0 pitch from Weinstock. Don't think that's going to skip the plate. It's going to be 3-0 here. It's not a good way to come in this game. You try to settle down. Again, Mike, we talk about tough spots. Runners in scoring position coming out of the bullpen. Hopefully he can settle down and avoid any further damage here.
Absolutely. You look at the 7th inning for the Kean Cougars. Kind of had the same situation here where 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls, and now we have bases loaded for number 10 for the Cougars.
Stepping in for the Cougars, the second baseman, number 10, Nick Solari.
Nick Solari is a sophomore infielder, playing second here from Monroe, New Jersey, out of Monroe High. He looks to see if he can add a little more cushion to the Kean Cougars' 2-run lead.
Wide Scott's looked pretty good this year for the Bishops. He's had pretty good breaking ball so far. That was not bad, a little bit low, but a little bit of a jam here. Wesleyan
Absolutely.
trying to hold it to 2 runs.
5 pitches, 5 balls is not what Coach Carter wanted to see coming out of the bullpen.
But there's an opportunity here for the next pitch, and that one is fouled away for his first strike of the evening.
If you're a Kean Cougar fan, you want to see that ball find the outfield somewhere. If you're a Battling Bishop fan, you probably want to see that ball hit quickly to an infielder and turn a double play here. Get out of the inning with only giving up 1 run, and you got 6 outs to figure out how to score 2 or 3 runs yourselves.
Wine Scott, the 1-1 curveball. A little bit low in the dirt. Again, nice shot by Jones. He's said that a lot this year so far here.
Absolutely. He's really been a stable backstop behind the plate for the Battling Bishops, and seems much like the number 5 for CJ for the Kean Cougars. Done a good job of managing the pitchers, speaking to them when they need spoken to. Really nice breaking ball pitch right there to get that count back to an even 2-2, I believe, Baden.
That's right. Weinstock hoping to keep the ball low here. You want a ground ball double play or a strikeout here, because any ball in the air hit pretty deep is going to score a run.
Absolutely.
To make it 13-10 here, so you got a pretty big pitch here coming up. He sets a 2-2 as a curveball at the same place, I believe, as just 2 pitches ago. Full count here with 1 out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've seen a lot of full counts in this game, Baden. I think that probably not only is this game running long because of the number of runs scored, but it seems like a lot of these batters are doing a great job working these counts full and just competing.
That's a big strikeout there from Scott to get the second out of the inning. And we've seen twice now with a bases-loaded strikeout, 1 for the Bishops, 1 for Kean. So we'll see how this will go as they will turn the lineup turn the lineup over to Teixeira.
Number 11, Justin Teixeira, junior outfielder from Springfield, New Jersey. As mentioned before, Jonathan Dayton High.
Struck out his last time, but he's got 3 hits and 3 RBIs this afternoon. He's been clutch. I believe he hit the ball down the first base line, but could be wrong on that one. Jackson Hobbs was in the game, and curveball again, Scott by Jones. I think he's going to need an ice bath when his knees.
He absolutely might. See if we can't get athletic trainer Zach Smith on that after this game in preparation as we get ready to go again tomorrow. This is the first game of a 3-game series. 3 o'clock first pitch today, 1 o'clock first pitch tomorrow, and then the final game of 3 on Sunday is going to kick off with the first pitch at noon.
And you don't usually see that in Division III, Mike, with the travel budgets and more small schools seeing a 3-day series, not a doubleheader on one of those days. So a great experience to get a full weekend of baseball.
Absolutely. I think it also probably makes it worth Kean driving down here. Great job by Seth tracking that ball outside. 3-0 count. We'll see if Gavin can't figure out a way to get it across the plate and not walk in a run here.
And you would assume they will tell Teixeira to not swing the bat no matter what here.
Yeah, I would guess so, Baden.
Weinstock trying to get out of a 3-0 jam that would walk in the 13th Kean run of the afternoon, and here he delivers in the dirt. Does not matter that it got behind Jones.
Correct. It's going to walk
bring
in
the 13th run for the Cougars this afternoon.
Giving Kean a 3-run cushion now. Up to the plate is going to be number 14, Kyle Adorno, senior outfielder from Clark, New Jersey, product of Arthur L. Johnson High. Coach Carter's going to take a trip out to the mound, and it looks like we're going to have another relief pitcher come into the game. We're going to take a short break and be right back. As mentioned previously, Kyle Adorno stepping into the box. Battling Bishop relief pitcher Drake Hobgood on the mound. Drake's filled the role of starter, relief, over the last couple seasons. He's now being brought in here to try to get the last out of the inning. Going to have a passed ball here, and Kean is going to score the 14th run of the inning. Sorry, the 14th run of the day, and the 3rd run of the inning here in the top of the 8th. Still 2 outs.
Hobgood's first relief appearance this year, Mike, as you mentioned, but kind of a bullpen guy last year for Wesleyan. Struggled a little bit so far. Not have the best outing at LaGrange this past Sunday, but looking to get back on track in a different role. And I think that's good, Mike, even though you have guys that struggle, still trusting them out there, putting them in a big spot to get his confidence back in non-conference play.
Absolutely. As we talked, and we continue to talk, scheduling really good competition early in the year when you're a member of the USA South that might not be thought of as highly as some other conferences across the nation from a competitive perspective. Prepping yourself to go win the conference, because that really is the only way you're going to get a bid into the NCAA tournament is that auto.
And Hobgood's pitch. Bowling's going to give it a chase. I think it's just going to be just out of his reach down near the Kean bullpen, near the tarp.
1-1.
Strike.
Oh, 1-2. There you go. Drake Hobgood gets himself ahead. Kean still right on that door step, knocking. 2 runners in scoring position.
However, Hobgood, Mike, he's kind of had an electric fastball this year, though. Been kind of hard to hit, but
absolutely.
We will see what he can deliver here on the 1-2 count to Adorno. He's going to deliver a breaking ball that just missed at the top of the zone. It's going to be
a bit high.
Even count at 2-2.
There's a lot of activity in both dugouts. Players want to win this opening game and set themselves up to win the series. You do that best by winning game 1. I believe that's going to be a wild pitch there, and that's going to allow another run to score for the Kean Cougars, bringing their run total to 15. 15 runs on 15 hits for the Kean Cougars here.
I believe the last 2 have been on wild pitches, Mike. So.
Yes, yeah. Seth has done a great job behind the plate. Just a tough situation when he has to really, really extend.
That's right.
And try to stop a ball in the dirt. Not an easy job for a catcher.
Pitch from Hobgood. That is low, but swung at foul, and that's going to go down the way there. Full count, I believe, here to Mr. Adorno in the box. Pitch from Hobgood. Fastball, like we talked about, that electric coming out of his arm there. It was a tag late, but
got great
Adorno's
speed on
going to
that.
stay alive in the count at 3-2.
You talked about Baden, and I know that the catcher, CJ, number 5, knocks one out of the park, but you talked about how Kean does seem to do a lot of their damage on the base paths, hitting runs, drawing walks, being very disciplined at the plate. And we've really seen that timely hitting on the ground, hit them where they aren't type mentality. That right there is going to be a walk, 3-2 full count. That payoff pitch was high. Kyle Brazo, backup third baseman, doing a great job hustling out there to the umpire, delivering some baseballs that were needed to restock his supply.
Ooh, we got a little bit of an early lead out there at first from Adorno. That's going to cause a Hobgood step off to begin this at bat. I wish you could hear, or we could hear Brazo on the mic for some baseball. I know he's playing, but a heck of a voice for basketball and football as that ball is chopped to Nance. Stone is not going to get there in time as Bowling receives it. Had to stretch down a little bit for it, but the Bishops give up 4 runs in the 8th. We got a 15-10 ball game. Middle of the 8th inning. A word from Flow Sports is coming your way. Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Matt Bowen came in for Jackson Hobbs earlier in this contest. Takes strike 1, Mike, and Kean now has a 5-run advantage in the top of the 8th after a 4-run 8th inning, which saw the Cougars score 4 runs on 2 hits with no errors and left 2 on base. You think the Bishops can come back in this one?
Yeah, I think if you're a Battle Bishop fan, you can hope for another 7-run inning. They have dug themselves a bit of a hole, but I hope to make this a competitive game going into these last 6 outs here. If you're a Kean Cougar fan, you hope a 1-2-3, 1-2-3 back-to-back inning.
A good start as Bowen ropes one down the left field line. Will he try to extend that to 2? He will. Very risky
like
with the situation, and he will be out at second base. Not sure why he tried to extend it there in a 5-run ball game, Mike.
I am unsure as well, but first base coach Joyner must have thought he had the ability to get there, but just couldn't make it. Javi Quintana, second baseman, steps into the batter's box now. 1 out on the scoreboard.
When you're down late in games, Mike, I think the Bishops right now are just hoping to go station to station, maybe string some hits to get her off Rivera, who's looked phenomenal in this game, as Quintana kind of puts that one in the 4 or 5 hole. What a play there.
Wow.
My goodness, what a Masingo over there. I think he had skinned about every way he could over behind the bag, and that is the way, like we talked about, the ball is bounced, to use the basketball analogy for the Bishops.
Yeah, that was an awesome play by the Kean shortstop. Showed his range, and then also on the spin after he picked it, made a heck of a throw to the first baseman. Great job by the first baseman stretching. I've been very impressed. Maybe not flashy plays, but just the consistency of the Kean first baseman. Made a great couple of plays that probably were more difficult than he made them appear. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
This pitch to Nance. He's going to take it low in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Mike, we forgot to mention the defensive substitution behind the plate now. As we mentioned earlier, 1 of the 5 active catchers on the roster is John Casano in the game now for Kean. And you look at the depth of Kean, you can see why they're a top 20 team in the country. Just they can fill a lot of holes out there. And here's the pitch to Nance. That was a good slider, I believe. It maybe missed a bit low, but good take.
Just a bit low.
Good take with 2 strikes there, like a shortstop.
Absolutely. 2-2 on the scoreboard for the count. 2 outs for the Battling Bishops, trying to generate a little 2-out magic here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ball's just a bit low in the dirt and outside. Great job by the Kean backup catcher to get down and block that with his chest. The lights are on at Bauer Field as we move into those dusk hours. I believe daylight savings time is this weekend, correct?
It is. We're going to spring forward Sunday morning, yeah.
I believe we lose an hour of sleep, right?
Nance hits a ground ball again to Masingo. What an inning he's had, Mike, as he makes a backhand scab there as he was rolling in that bottom half of the 8th, but the Bishops are now down to their final 3 outs of this one, and we'll head to the final inning. It's 15-10 Kean.
We're back live here at the top of the 9th inning. Kean leads the Battle of the Bishops 15-10 on 15 hits and only 2 errors. Drake Hobgood is back out in the mound after finishing out the top half of the 8th inning. Backup catcher number 34, John Casano, sophomore out of Middletown, New Jersey, and Middletown South High. Takes strike 2 here from Drake Hobgood. Ben, you mentioned that Drake has been a starting pitcher so far in the early parts of the 2025 season and now finds himself a bit back to where he was last year in that relief role. Seems like he's got a bit better control of his pitches this inning than he did the past and has found himself ahead 0-2.
Sano now, Mike, he's getting his first play appearance today, a sophomore from Middletown, New Jersey. Only played 8 games last year. As he's going to rope that one to Nance. A perfect hop to the shortstop. He's going to have out number 1. But again, another hard hit ball for the Cougars.
Absolutely.
Where's my card?
Stepping up to the plate now is number 2, Brett Hilsheimer, a senior third baseman from Holmdel, New Jersey, out of Holmdel High, as we mentioned. Another senior in this batting lineup that's been just lethal for the Battling Bishops today.
And Mason Nance a little busy here in the 9th, mishandled that one. He's going to have an error. Will make number 7 on the day. I don't think he could corral that in the glove, Mike. He played the hop right, and again, the ball may have slipped there. I'm not sure, but either way, it goes down as an E6 in the books.
Yep. Base runner on first here is number 3 for Kean Cougars, Dan Reistel. He's from Washington Township, New Jersey, out of Washington Township High. Pickoff move by Drake Hobgood.
Talking about Casano, who was the defensive replacement, Mike. Listen to this. So Kean's website, you ask him a little questionnaire, which we do here at Wesleyan, such as what is your favorite song and all that stuff, and we're going to have a 4 to 6 fielder's choice. So one of the questions they ask, what famous person in history would you like to spend a day with? He said Johnny Manziel.
Ooh.
That is an interesting one. Texas A&M quarterback.
Steve Petrush, number 6, senior from Egg Harbor, New Jersey, steps into the box now. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Cougars with a runner on first. Drake Hobgood dealing from the mound, it seems, in much better fashion than he was the previous inning. Good for him if you're a Battling Bishop fan. Good to see.
That's right.
You mentioned Johnny Manziel.
I know. That's an interesting person to spend a day with, huh?
Absolutely. I'm sure it probably would be entertaining, if nothing less, some of the stories that Johnny could tell from his time in college.
He was,
yeah,
huh?
oh my goodness. In college, obviously the personality differences and probably lifestyle differences are wider than the Grand Canyon between Johnny Manziel and Tim Tebow.
Yes.
However, while maybe Johnny doesn't have the national championships that Tim does, much of the same type of career in college, dynamic, impactful, and then getting to that NFL level and just not having the same impact on the game.
Talk about Tebow, Mike. He's a big part of a big initiative that NCAA Division III has, Special Olympics. He's very involved with that, and he's I think he's held a few proms for the young people to celebrate, and it's always a special night. I see some videos of him, and the work he does is really special. So
it is, yeah. I mean, I think that might have caught the batter right in the hand. Maybe the elbow. I'm not sure. Did you see it better than I did?
I did not, but he will take his base, and we're going to have 2 runners on again for Kean.
Bring up Dominic Messino, sophomore out of Bayville, New Jersey.
How about for Kean? The shortstop, number 1.
Dayton, that's really interesting that you talk about it. I think I just saw on social media that he and his wife are expecting their first child.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, excited for them. But I do remember even 4 or 5 years ago, he and his family were really, really big in that Special Olympics and providing opportunities for proms and a night to have a good time and just celebrate with Tim Tebow.
Hobgood here trying to have a clean 9th inning, not give up a run. It's strike 1 there with 2 outs. And
as you mentioned, has some really good pop in his
does,
fastball. It's just you can see it move and you can hear it even with these headsets on when it hits the catcher's glove. But sometimes gets a bit errant left and right of the plate.
Ball
Great.
one there from Hopgood. I believe he has a younger sibling who's playing some baseball, Mike.
Yep.
So maybe a future battling Bishop there. Ever do know? So.
Perhaps a little bit like Davey Morgan's younger two brothers
That's right,
last year.
yeah.
Always had a ball in their hand and were throwing a football, baseball, didn't matter what it was. They came from their games. That ball is driven high in the air. Marlon's going to give chase.
I think he's going to have one out. No, it just lands at the base of the wall. Masingo is going to have a stand-up double, and that's going to bring home Wesley Petroff, and we have a 17-10 game.
2 RBI shot right there. That thing was just laced into that gap between the center fielder and left fielder, darn near out towards that 372 sign. That'll bring up number 10, Nick Solari. He's a sophomore infielder out of Monroe, New Jersey.
But, Mike, you look at the pitching struggles this year for Wesleyan, and a lot of it, first few weekends, has been walks, hit by pitches, 2 out hitting, but the game's really been the opposite. Kean, 13 RBIs for 17 runs. There's only, I know, there's 7 errors on the scoreboard, Mike, but Kean has really punished the baseball today with 16 hits. I tell you what, this might be the best hitting team we'll see at Bauer Field, but obviously 2 more days to go in this series.
Absolutely. I think that go back to that national ranking and the 9-1 record. A very, very good challenge for the Battling Bishops that they just didn't handle well today. Get a chance to talk about it, go sleep on it, and come back ready to go tomorrow.
However, the game is not over. We've seen weirder things in baseball. Hopefully Wesleyan can have a rally in the 9th, but if that doesn't happen, there's, like you said, 2 more days to go, Mike. That's the beautiful thing about baseball is we have an 0-2 count here to Solari at the bottom of the order. He's had 3 hits this afternoon, but he'll strike out there for the second time swinging. And we have 1 more frame to go from Bauer Field. It's a 17-10 game. Canes and Head. We'll be right back from Flow Sports. I thought that ball was out. I thought he hit it out. I thought he hit it out.
Back here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Wesleyan down to its final 3 outs. Pinch hitting is number 22, Travis Gamache. He's a junior outfielder from Nashville, North Carolina, out of Northern Nash High, another Nash County gentleman, just like relief pitcher, freshman Colby.
Played for assistant coach Bard Collins at Northern, same alma mater as pitching coach Garrett Carter. So he's going to ground that to Helschmeyer, and he will make the out. Mike, I think you're going to have to give us the trivia answers. We can't forget about that here in the 9th.
Absolutely. Bottom of the 9th inning here, 2 more outs to go. We have another pinch hitter, freshman number 5, Malachi Hayes, the utility player out of Otto, North Carolina, product of Franklin High School. So the question was, how many earned runs has Mariano Rivera given up in his career in the postseason, only the postseason, not the regular season. In his innings he's pitched in the postseason. And we mentioned that it was less than the number of individuals, humans, that have stepped on the moon. So the number of people in world history that have laid foot on the moon is 12, and Mariano Rivera has given up 11 earned runs over his illustrious and storied career in the playoffs. Just an amazing stat that I would have guessed would have been much, much higher, even though obviously he was a key component and part of many Yankee World Series wins.
And Mike, he was the I didn't know you were. I apologize for interrupting. He was the first unanimous selection in the Cooperstown. How about that?
Was he really?
Yeah, well deserved.
Obviously, with those kind of stats. Pinch hitter again, number 5, freshman Malachi Hayes.
I believe if his teammate Derek Jeter, Mike, I think he missed a unanimous selection by one vote. There was one writer who did not vote against him, so.
Did not vote for him, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, did not vote for him.
You got to wonder if there was something, ulterior motive at that point in time with that writer and Derek to have that. I mean, maybe not quite as storied of a career as Mariano and is quite as impressive. But golly, darn near impressive, not just from a statistical perspective, but also from the iconicness, if that could be a term, for some of his plays that he was a part of in such high leverage, high stakes situations.
But you know the thing about voting in Cooperstown is Hayes fouls are 2-2 away. It is anonymous, so we will never know unless that person comes forward, and I would doubt they will, as much backlash as they receive from the media. So, yeah.
And quite frankly, that's why we have voting like that, right? I mean, the majority of people could see his talent and his skill and understand that he was deserved. Pitch just across the outside corner.
Yeah, it was very similar to the previous pitch, Mike.
Yeah, very similar. As we spoke about a little bit earlier in this game, as number 6 pinch hitter Brady Williams comes up to the plate, another freshman. You really want consistency out of your home plate umpire when it comes to the strike zone, but it does seem like that strike zone perhaps has gotten just a hair bit wider as the game has, quote-unquote, drug on.
And it does that usually when you get over the 3-hour mark, Mike, and kind of a lopsided
affair.
Ball game, especially in the later half. Wesleyan came back to tie it, but
I would say fairly consistent, to be honest.
Yeah, yes,
fairly consistent, and Kean has done a great job of putting the ball in play and have bested the Battle of the Bishops today, but tomorrow's a new day, and we'll see how that goes.
And I will say I do not believe that has had an impact on the score in this ball game.
No, I don't think so. I think that if you're Coach Clifton, Coach Carter, and Coach Lyon, a lot of things to speak about, talk about. Probably one of the most glaring things are the 7 errors.
And Williams, a little skipper over there.
Yep, he stays alive, doesn't he?
If Coach Clifton was not awake, he is now. As that ball about went through his feet there. Skipper in his 7th year, Mike, and heck of a career he's had. And I'm sure, I know up here in the press box we do and have confidence in him to turn things around this year. Hopefully they can tomorrow as Williams fouls it away. But you know what the beautiful thing is, Mike, in the non-conference season, obviously it's not going to plan.
Correct.
Next Friday, North Carolina Wesleyan is 0-0.
Yep,
new
as
season
is FIFO.
begins. So your conference play will begin, and hopefully the tide can turn here in Rocky Mount. But we still have a few more games to go until again as a 2-2 pitch to Williams is slider outside. I thought he was going to pull the chainsaw as they call it on that one, but he did not.
Yeah, our home plate umpire does have a very
especially
demonstrative third strike out call when he punches the batters.
A little bit delayed, too, as that ball is low. I believe Williams is going to draw a walk to a
2-out runner here. It's going to bring up number 4 for the Battling Bishops. Carson Ashman is another pinch hitter, an outfielder from Battleboro, North Carolina. Went to Northern Nash High School as well. Another local regional player here for Greg Clifton and the Battling Bishops. Perhaps we can see a little 2-out magic here and make this a little more of a competitive game, babe.
Only 1 out to work with for Wesleyan. Let's see some young guys getting in this game, Mike. I think that's been a big difference in this year. If you look on the positive side of things, you've seen a lot more people get into action than you did last year with a lot of seniors and fifth-year guys around the diamond for Wesleyan.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's maybe a little bit of a decision by necessity because the season has not gone great, so you're trying to experiment with some different lineups. But, yeah, the ability for people to have their first at bat or second at bat in a pressure situation here. Perhaps provides them a bit of experience. That right there looked like it could have been a bit of a low pitch, but it is a called third strike, and that'll complete the game. Kean comes in, puts 17 runs on the board with 16 hits, and wins the game 10-7. Fans, please join us again tomorrow right around the 1 p.m. hour as we get ready for Game 2 of a 3-game series. We'll be back with you on Flow Sports then.